we're going to go ahead and get started. I would like to bring into the party our very own beautiful soul, Miss BellasDeadly. Welcome in. How are we doing tonight?
Hi, doing really good. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Sorry. That seemed like that took
No.
forever. It seems like it
Yeah,
takes
this
forever
seems
every
like
single
it just
time.
happened.
Yeah, we're going to turn off the music for this one. Unfortunately, I do love some sleep token. Also, once we start rolling a little bit more so, I have some commands just to remind everybody that's popping in that we might not be as focused as normal on the chat. So I can, give Bella here the deserved respect that she needs as we learn about her journey and stuff like that. So for anybody that's new around these parts, I'm Benny Ben, a content creator that also streams here on Twitch. Bella, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and let us know who you are?
All right, so my name is Bella. I am an overall like fantasy enthusiast, so RPGs, a lot of face painting and cosplay on my channel, and my socials in relation to a lot of that. But we do other things too, but mostly fantasy themed things.
Good, good, awesome. So, are you excited? Nervous?
Oh, I'm so excited.
Good, good. So we'll get right into it then. Where did the journey
Mhm.
for streaming start with you?
So actually, I had lost my job in 2021.
Okay.
And was waiting to start a new job, and I knew I would be starting, but like the start date was towards the end of the year.
Hmm.
And I was like, "Oh, what am I supposed to do till then?"
Right.
And thus it came. I got a stimulus check, I got my tax return.
Yeah.
I just bought everything I needed and I started streaming, but my husband actually, yes, a ton of lobsters. My husband actually started streaming years before. And I was like, "I kinda wanna do the same thing, it looks fun, I like it," and so I just ripped the Band-Aid off and went for it.
Okay. So, did you think it would just kind of like take off overnight sort of deal, or were you realistic with yourself and like kind of set expectations? Because like I know for me personally, I was like, if I put a year in or a couple months in, I'm gonna be the next ninja, and that's just it's not a realistic thing, And I know
No,
that's
I
a lot of
actually I'd say I started with 0 expectations, and I still kind of have 0 expectations.
so. What do you mean by that? Like you just don't think it's really gonna
So
go anywhere, or
no, it's more for fun. It's more for fun. I think sometimes, when you go in those higher expectations or you go and I see it with newer people, I see it on Threads and TikTok and the Reddit posts for like the newer Twitch streamers starting out and they're talking about like they're so fixated on hitting affiliate so they can make money. You can hit affiliate and still never make money. That's not what, if you seek out, I think making money from any form of content right off the rip, you're not probably doing it for the right reasons and you're gonna burn yourself out.
right?
Um,
Yep.
I I like I said, I kinda started doing it as a distraction, not trying to spend money, I'm not trying to do anything, I'm trying to live, like, a little bit more of a stricter life till I start this new job at the end of the year, so I kinda just did it as a way to distract myself from, like, the current circumstances that were going on.
Okay.
I didn't have a Discord, I did not post to any other socials, it was just Twitch. I really did
Yeah.
not start it thinking I would be doing it years later, that's for sure.
I know like a lot a lot of the traction that since you brought up like Discord and stuff like that, the traction that I've been receiving lately has been because I've been more focused and driven on building a community of other streamers and supporters.
Yes.
And it's like leading up to stuff like this. And the minute I decided to build a community, it was like boom. And I've been doing this for 4 years now. I think 21, correct me if I'm wrong. That was around the time that we initially met, wasn't it?
It's somewhere probably, yeah, 21 or 22,
Which is
probably.
crazy. Crazy to
It's
think
crazy to
about.
think it's been that long.
I think I might have met you through Rogue, actually.
I believe so too, I was actually messaging her today letting her know because she's like, "Whose channel are you interviewing on?" I was hanging out with her last night, we play
Yeah.
Dungeons& and Dragons together.
Yeah.
So she was like, "Whose channel are you gonna be on?" And I was like, "Ben's,
That's
the one you
amazing.
introduced me to."
Yeah, and, yeah, if you're interested as well and you're still in here, I would love to have you on as well. We're getting pretty full every Sunday, but I'll see what I can do. Back to you. So started back in 21. How has the experience gone for you so far? Has there
Uh,
been any like hurdles that you've had to go through or anything that you can touch on a little bit more?
yes. Well, I think, discussing that I didn't have really a goal in mind or any intentions when I started, I think I did hinder a lot of my growth at the beginning. I can't tell you how many people probably messaged me, "Oh, hey, do you have a Discord? Where can I follow you? What other content do you?" I didn't have anything else besides Twitch, and Twitch back then is nothing even like it is now, where you have stories to post and other ways of
Yeah,
interaction. It was pretty bare bones. So, I never really understood those things. I kinda didn't I'm like, "Well, if you follow me, you'll just get the live notification when I'm live." Like, I don't really see the need to have a Discord. I don't have a name, nothing's catchy, like,
yeah,
it really was super bare bones when I started. I was using, like, a free, overlay off of Stream Elements. Like, I really did not even think I'd hit affiliate, and I hit it in a week.
that's
So, it
amazing.
was
That's
no, it
like
was
unheard
super
of.
weird. The reality hit, like, pretty quickly. So when I do talk to newer streamers, I will tell them, like, "You really should start a Discord. I don't care if you change the name or the theme or everything later, just have that bare bones Discord started,
Yeah.
and then as you get mods and as you get people who come in and watch you, it'll grow naturally, and you can change it no matter when you want to. You can change whatever you want."
Like, even if you
Um
don't even put any effort or time, like you have a couple channels, it's gonna save
Mhm.
you in the long run. People knowing that you have a Discord, it's gonna make you almost look like you know what you're doing, which I still
Oh, I
feel like
agree.
I don't even know what I'm doing half the time,
No,
you know?
any of
But
us.
um,
Um
go ahead.
But I was gonna say the biggest hurdle, and I think a lot of people can relate to this, has to come from the outside world. Like in an ideal world, it is I could fixate on the streaming, I can fixate on content and learning programs to edit and doing taking the hobby more seriously. And unfortunately for a lot of people, including myself, there were things that has come up that hurdled through that hardcore, and I absolutely do not want to trauma dump, but I will
Yeah.
tell the stories. I have no issue in telling the stories, because some
Yeah, feel
crazy
free.
things have happened. So, in our first apartment together where we were living, there was actually a shooting across the street,
Oh.
and a rogue bullet came in and hit my husband.
Oh, no
So, I took a little bit of a break. My first real break was right after that.
yeah.
I let my community know. I had that Discord. I said, "Hey, we had, like, kind of a tragedy happen." And then after that, we moved. So there was that break again, like a slight like it was within a month.
Yeah.
So really not streaming, taking that other break. Unfortunately, some stuff with my parents had happened and I ended up resuscitating my father like just a month later. He's
Oh,
fine now,
wow.
obviously, blah, blah, blah. Fast forward, I started coming back. I started streaming really consecutively. I actually hit 1,000 followers on all of my social media. So that was a really cool big deal for me. I
Yeah.
am still doing TikTok in the background of this. I had that nice TikTok channel that I will give advice for TikTok in just a second. Don't be me. Learn from my mistakes, okay? I had a really nice big TikTok channel. Well, big for the content I was making and am an idiot. So we'll get to that in a bit. I end up kind of having problems myself. Yeah, Zero took that bullet like a champ. Like a real champ, I'll give him that. And then I ended up finding out that I have narcolepsy, but those symptoms didn't really hit until after. Like, I've kind of had the symptoms my whole life, but they came to a full front about a year after the shooting, which I guess is common. That's when people usually find out they have it, is after a really stressful scenario.
Okay.
And then I ended up resuscitating my mom.
Oh my god.
She's
Really?
also fine.
Good. Holy cow.
I'm really, really good at stopping people from dying, hence why I work in the medical field normally, but,
Yeah.
so I've had this, like, just insane last few years of just, excuse my language, what the fuck
Yeah.
scenarios, and so finally, all of this is good, everybody is good, I have a new less stressful job with really good hours. I'm ready to come back. I'm ready to take content seriously and stuff again. Like, and it was one of those things that kind of stuck with me because I stopped obviously doing it more than once. And I was like, is this something I can still realistically do and put my attention into the way that I want to do it?
Right.
And in the end, I always came to the conclusion that it is something I still want to do. It is something I still want to pursue, even though all of the odds and ends are still so unknown. I may never grow again. I might never ever get another follower, but for some reason, I still want to do this. Therefore, I'm still going to pursue it.
So, what is it that keeps pulling you back? Is it like the creativity aspect or the just like talking to people or it's just super fun to do? Like
I think a combo of all of them.
all of them?
I
Yeah,
I have told you I've shown you some of, like, my face painting and cosplay content before.
which are
For some reason
incredible.
I've been doing face painting. I used to, like, do stuff where I could go to, like, kids' birthdays parties and I'd be paid to, like, do the face painting, and,
Yeah.
there are a lot of companies like that out here, actually. So I've been, like, face painting since I was a teenager and doing those types of things, doing dress up as superheroes. I remember one kid's little weird. I did one kid's birthday party where it was superhero themed, and I'm literally dressed up as Raven, and my brother's with me, and he's Clark Kent.
Oh, that's
He's
awesome.
Clark Kent. He has the like, he's wearing a white shirt with, like, this super, like, the S underneath it. Like, he was doing the full Clark Kent glasses and
Yeah.
everything, and I'm Raven, and I'm actually running the face painting thing on it, and it was so weird because every kid wanted to be a pirate, though. Like,
Yeah.
regardless of the costume they were wearing, every kid wanted their face painted like pirates, and I was like, I feel like your parents are gonna be so upset. But I
Right.
did, I painted everybody as a pirate just as they asked. So, like, that stuff, like, I've always loved that. I've always loved body painting and creativity and just, like, doing art in that facet. So, we've done SFX streams where I, like, turn myself into a zombie. We'll do the cosplay streams. I've done face paint streams. I plan on doing more of them, coming back. And then the community that I've already created, these people were with me for some really harsh times in my personal life these last few years and are aware of everything that happened and are still supportive and wonderful people that I have, like, met. And yeah, I'm like, yeah, it's almost like hanging out with friends.
Yeah,
I'm
it
just chatting
is.
with a friend in a Discord call is what it feels like.
Yeah, yeah, and what's crazy is, like, the amount of people that not only support you, but, like, just wanna be around you daily from
Hmm.
taking the plunge, and it's other streamers, and it's such a beautiful experience in and out, and especially, like,
Yes.
once you start building content and stuff and, like, getting behind some stuff that you can be, like, how do I wanna say it, genuinely proud of, it starts becoming so important to people, and, yeah, again, I would just highly encourage others to take the plunge into it and, you know, try to do it for themselves because there's nothing like it. There's nothing like it. Um, so do you kind of treat it so you don't really treat it like a business or anything? It's just kind of like something fun to do and see where it goes, sort of deal.
Yeah, and honestly, I think in that aspect, it has been really cool when I do hit goals. It means a lot more. I think because I didn't set up those expectations for myself. Not to say that you shouldn't have goals and expectations to allow yourself to grow as an individual or for whatever it is you want to do. But like, and kind of speaking on the community that I've created, I mean, there are quite a few people that I speak to every day. My initial modders were all people that I had known personally that came into my streams to help me out. So, like, my husband was one, my best friend was one. I think Rogue was actually one for a little bit. Matt, who just entered chat, is actually one of my current mods who I met his wife on TikTok.
Oh, that's
And I have
awesome.
never met in person, and they are some of my favorite people, and he mods for both my husband and I now.
Yeah.
And we have mutual friends. My other mod, Pixel, is somebody that I met through also a mutual friend of Matt's, but I think I met through TikTok, and I was doing Doki Doki at the time, which was me drunk streaming Doki Doki Literature Club, and I had to do voices for every character. It was, oh gosh, I'm a hoot when I drink. I'll tell you
Oh, I
what.
know. I know.
Very embarrassing, but I that person is probably one of my closest friends. Like, I text that person every single day. One of my other mods is a friend of mine from before, but we met online.
Right.
Uh, And these are not people I've ever even met in person. If I get to meet them in person, that'd be wonderful, but if not, that doesn't make the friendship and the community mean any less to me just because I don't know them in person.
Right, right. Definitely not. Definitely not.
Yeah.
And knowing what you went through now, I almost like I feel bad, but
No,
some of it
don't feel
was
bad.
like on my end, I didn't know because I was busy with my own personal stuff, which isn't an
Mhm.
excuse, but um I didn't know you got a name change until like very recent, you know? And like
And you know what, in your defense, not a lot of people knew where the name change stemmed from.
yeah, so if you want, we should talk more about that cuz that's a trip. That is a
Oh
trip of a
gosh, yeah, so
story.
I think it's just me as an individual, I think I just attract weird scenarios.
Yeah. Yeah.
So So, initially the original and I guess and in my defense, you can see where somebody who makes spicy content would also have picked a similar name to me. Lola Montez was a real person, she was a real woman who influenced politics, but she was essentially a dancer, let's
Yeah.
say, modernly.
Yeah.
And she ended up just being, such a hit that she ended up, like, influencing the entire politics of Europe for a very short period of time, possibly like linked to Rasputin. Like there's so many theories on this crazy woman's life. Like this whole thing is nuts. Um, there was another streamer who I think started after me but blew up. Oh my goodness, did she blow up and good for her. She had a very similar name. Mine was Miss Lola Montez. And that's just what I went by. And if you knew, you knew. If you didn't, oh well, whatever. Um, she made some spicier content. And again had socials very close to mine, a stream name that was very close to mine. And although I'm racially ambiguous, we did not look anything alike. I kept getting an influx of followers to my social media, messaging me on Reddit, Instagram, everything, kind of asking me for this content that I do not create. But instead of just understanding that they were messaging the wrong person, I got some like I literally was just being like mercilessly bullied online.
Yeah. Yeah, I bet.
Like, the only way to describe it, just people who thought I was this person, "Why aren't you selling me the content? Why aren't you taking my money? Even though I'm telling you that it's the wrong person." People just really were not taking no for an answer, and then it kinda came to a head still, so I think it was during my I wanna say it was actually during my initial break, and I think this has happened to Rogue. I actually have a girlfriend, Garlic, who doesn't even make streaming content anymore, she hasn't in years. She just had this happen to her the other day, she just posted about
Oh,
it,
no
so
way.
um, there is this big thing right now where people will like AI take they'll make a false Instagram and take like your face essentially and your photos, but promote it like it's you making content. But really it's like this weird, like kind of AI porn scene. It's so strange.
That's
Um
disgusting. That's
it's
absolutely
really weird
disgusting.
and they're just attempting to make money off of people thinking it's you.
Right. Yeah.
Really is what
Yeah.
it's stemming from. So this fake Instagram was made and it was a photo of me that they like screenshotted off of my Instagram. It was the craziest thing. Yes, that account still has okay, see, but Rogue knows she had I
That's
think the account
insane, dude.
that mimicked me got taken down because enough people reported it, but, I've known this to happen to more than one person, I've known it to happen multiple times to the same person, like, this
Right.
is a real thing that you have to think about and deal with. Yeah, and my phone blew up. Matt messaged me, I think Rogue messaged me, dude, my phone was almost dead because of the amount of messages that I had received, people trying to call me, ask me what was going on because they knew it wasn't me. Did someone hack your shit? Did you decide to make content like this? I'm not
Right.
judging you. So much weird support too. People were like, not judging you at all. I just want to know if this is you. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's so
So
sketchy. That's
that
so
was a
insane.
huge, huge push into me just being like, you know what? I just need to change my name. I'm just gonna
Like,
change my name. Bella is so my family is from Sicily. They're not from here. So, but Bella just means beautiful. I got called that growing up. It is kind of like a nickname. It's not a hard one to respond to. Belladonna. Okay, that's kind of cool. That kind of fits the theme. I like more
mhm.
of the femme fatale. I've got the dyed hair, got the tattoos, like,
Yeah.
okay, kind of the vibe. So we ended up going with Belladonna's. Deadly, and then that was just too long.
Yep.
And I also misspelt my name because I'm
Yeah.
not very smart. So my name was misspelled on Twitch for like 6 months. So then we
Yeah.
shortened it. Bella's Deadly, and here we are.
I really like it. I mean, I
Thank
like it.
you.
I like the name a lot.
It's
And I
unique, and if I wanted to do other content down the line, it's not specific to Twitch, it's not specific to cosplay, it's not specific to anything, but it's unique enough to be something on its own, and that's why I was like, "You know what? I'm happy with it. I'm not gonna change it. It's not changing again."
yeah, and once I kind of like figured out it was you, I was like, "Oh, she just thought of a better name." That's all it was. You know, she didn't disappear
Nothing
off the
wrong with a good
planet and
rebrand.
yeah, like and then you figure out, "Oh, she had a lot of stuff going on and that's nuts. That's nuts that you had to yeah, go through everything that you did." So,
Listen, it's okay. I've accepted the fact that I'm that friend that every friend group has where they're just like,
ner.
when you tell a story, and they're just
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
not normal, sweetie, so I've accepted that, it's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So, you said you used starting out TikTok a little bit,
TikTok was big for me.
and you, if I remember right, you went up to like 20K or like it blew up,
Yeah,
didn't it?
it did. I had a few, what I would do is, those, like, trendier dance videos. I do have a dance background, not that you need a dance background to do anything that's pretty on trend, but, um, I would do those in regards to, like, gaming content instead, so I would take the trend, but push it towards my niche.
Mm-hmm.
I remember there was like I don't remember what song it is by Doja Cat, but it was so big at the time. It was that like "Give It to You, Yeah," that one,
Yeah.
and I just
Yeah. I
remembered,
remember
like,
that.
I did whatever the dance was, but every time the, like, "Yeah" went on, it would, like, point to, like, "Oh, if you like this type of streamer, and this type of streamer, this type
Oh,
of
I
streamer,
remember
then
those
you should come check
clips.
me out." Yeah, and those
Yeah.
were some of the videos that did really good, and then I did a few where, um a few people will call him thirst trappy. I mean, unfortunately, if that's just the outfit of the character, I kinda can't control that, but I would do a lot of, like, the trendier videos, but mix them with, like, the cosplay and the cosplay transitions,
Yeah.
and some of those did really well for me too.
Okay.
And,
Cool.
yeah, that I really did. I did have quite a few videos blow up on TikTok, which was really cool. So what I was gonna say is don't be dumb. And I had that as a personal account before I started making any sort of gaming content. So there were just like silly TikToks on there of people who probably never wanted their face to be seen like that. Or my younger sister, who still isn't even an adult now, and this was years ago. So I saved all the videos I wanted to save, and I ended up deleting the account because they will tell you to never delete a TikTok video, even if it does badly, even if it performs badly, the algorithm could pick it up later.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know you could private videos on TikTok. I don't
Mm-hmm.
actually think even a lot of people know you can even do that now.
Yeah.
So, I ended up deleting that account. I started a different account, and then when I changed my name, I deleted it again.
Oh no. Oh
That
no.
account didn't do anything. It's not like it was a good account.
Oh,
So
okay.
right now I sit at a solid, like, not even 300 followers.
But you're just now getting back into stuff, aren't you?
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good. We're glad to have you back.
I'm
Um,
excited.
so what would you suggest for someone just starting out? That'd be a good
Well,
question.
I would suggest just the rip the Band-Aid off and go, like, kinda how you stated before, just dive into it, just give it a shot. You don't have a camera? You don't need a camera yet. You can work your way up to that. You don't have a mic? I know quite a few people who didn't start with mics. Just
Yep.
just do it, get a feel for it. Um, like I said, my biggest thing it would be, I would make a Discord even before you wanna start streaming, you don't know. Maybe, like, I think it looks really nice. This is just me personally, this is more of an aesthetic thing. Like, I love the fact that I have a unique handle, and I have a unique handle on all I just made a Reddit actually the other day just so I can make sure to save the name. I don't want somebody else with that because 'cause I'm pretty sure with Reddit, if somebody has used that name, even if there is no longer an account associated with it, you can't use that name.
Yep.
Like, it's so I was like, "Ooh, I just wanna at least reserve it in case I do decide to post cosplay content to Reddit on the threads or whatever, or threads or" so all of my social media is under Bella's Deadly. and I really like that. There's no
That's
numbers,
awesome.
it's nice and clean.
Yeah.
So if you can get lucky enough to come up with something more unique like that, and you can start snagging those usernames, I would. I would just go ahead and do it.
Right. Yeah. I know the Reddit thing is factual because a lot of my social handles I tried making them Benny Ben and was gonna make
Mhm.
the BeneBenPlayin my Twitch thing so everybody knew like that's something
Yeah,
specific, you know? And I tried to
yes.
make Benny Ben on Reddit and it was like this username's already been taken. And I'm like, what? And I went and searched it and no user was found. And I'm like, no,
Yeah, I think
bullshit.
it's
You
something
know?
yeah, I which I you know, at least Twitch gives it 6 months, I think. I think if
Yeah.
someone deletes their account or changes their name, that username can be utilized within 6 months, but yeah, with Reddit, I just heard that and I was like, not, hey, and I don't know too, maybe Reddit, I do know like porn's a thing on Reddit, so
Yeah.
I'm scared
Yeah.
someone's gonna take my username and we're gonna go through all this again. I
Right.
literally
Yeah.
had actually funny story to pivot back on that. If everybody just kind of wants to make fun of me here, I'm okay with it because it's funny now. I had somebody actually hop into my Discord, right? Say, "Hey, I don't mean to be weird, but can you DM me? I really need to speak to you about something." I'm like a mod for a Reddit thing. So I DM this person because I'm like, "That's super weird. What's
Yeah.
going on?" And they're like, "Hey, we think these nudes of you were posted without your consent." And
Oh,
I was like,
whoa.
"What?" And
Whoa.
again, we're talking about these like weirdly cropped, like I mean, I have tattoos. Like I'm a deceit,
Yeah.
but my hair wasn't dyed at this time, so I was kind of like, I mean, if somebody's claiming to be me, how do I prove it's not me?
Right.
And I actually had one of my mods go to like the Reddit site and the weird like fake URL to just see if it was legit. And he was like, I couldn't find anything like at all.
It's
He's like, I think this person's
insane.
trying to scam you out of money. And so I asked the person, I'm like, oh, okay, well, I don't want these photos of me up. So like what are you wanting in response to, to kind of
Yeah.
gauge if it's a scam?
Yeah.
So apparently my nudes are only worth like $30 or something. That's all he asked for. Was like, "Oh, I'll take it down for like 30." And I was like, "Really?" Like I'm not even like cool. Like I can't be like, "Oh, like $1,000." Like you're not even gonna
Can't
blackmail
be
me. Like,
like
really?
one of the famous ones, really? Come on.
I know.
Oh my god.
I think my nudes could be worth more than that, but or he wanted me to so I was like, okay, this is definitely a scam. So, but
Yeah.
like, but I just but I just remember my mod. I was like, can you see like this Reddit? There's like a weird URL. He's like, I typed in the URL. The website's legit. That URL is not legit though. Like, he's like, no, I think this dude's fucking with you and trying to scare you into either giving him money or something. And so yeah, like I said, I kind of played along, and that's exactly what happened. He's like, it's a scam. We banned them from my Discord. Obviously, I actually took my Discord link down for a little bit just to let like dust
Like,
kind of clear on stuff. Yeah,
yeah, kind of
just
break it
unplugged
off.
for a second.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm kind of offended, actually. No, you're a terrible person, Matt. Don't do that.
That like so man, I have so many questions about this if you don't mind.
Being a woman's hard.
Yeah. Like so obviously like the first question I have, again, if you don't mind, does do you let this stuff bother you or it doesn't seem like it does? Because a
No.
lot of people, honestly, if that happened to them, it would just like literally destroy them. Like they would be devastated by something like that happening to them. So, what keeps you out of that mindset?
Um, I think it's just because I don't know, for me, maybe it is because I've worked in such a so I've worked in first response since I was 17. My community knows this. I like literally got my EMT before I was even 18. And so you can only do very limited work, but I'm still like working these events and these things. And I got a job at a hospital because you don't have to be 21. I did some stuff with ambulances for a little bit. And I was even a 911 operator. That's actually the job that um I had stopped like midway through the year and had a job lined up, but I didn't start till October. So I was like, what am I supposed to do? I like, yeah, like I have just seen, I think, the worst of society all of the time. You're having the worst day of your life. I'm the person that's there with you. And so I think in the long run, I've just realized like nothing is really that serious. I mean, I watched the person I love the most get shot wrapped him up, called 911, saw the rest of that. We're not even gonna get into that. That whole scenario and
I
discussion
can't
is,
imagine. I
I
can't
mean, kiddo
imagine.
died, like, it was a pretty big deal here. It was one of the first
Yeah.
homicides of that year. Like, it was a bad, but that's what I'm saying, and I saw everything. I ran outside to get a cop. They, like, were like, "Oh, we can't find your house, blah, blah, blah." Like, it was just a whole thing. So I've seen that. I've literally watched, people younger than me not get to go home, kind of a thing. So that's why it's not that big of a deal. Nothing is that big of a deal
Right.
to, um, really get upset over,
Yeah.
I guess,
Yeah, and
for me personally.
I think, like, for me, that was something that I quickly noticed coming in and meeting you for the first time was, like, your ability to say or be so positive about any situation that comes your way. It, like, goes
Also
a
probably
long
'cause my
way.
cat roasts the fuck out of me, but that's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah, and it's a trip being in there. It's a lot of fun. I'm glad to see you're back for sure. But yeah, it's one of those things, like, why get upset or, like, get down on yourself? You're gonna get burnt out, right?
Exactly. You're gonna get burnt out.
So, have speaking of that, have you ever experienced any burnout or anything like that?
I think a little bit. When I had to, like, restart the TikTok, I was like, "Do I even wanna even
Mhm.
put in the effort that I've put in before with this?" It was, I mean, I would say, so I used to work, like, 12s at the time, especially when I was doing that. I would say that I probably would batch film at least 2 of my 4 days off,
Yep.
trying to keep up with the trends and keeping up with everything. Social media in itself is very exhausting,
Mhm.
and then not to mention I have, like, sleepy girl disease on top of it, so
Yeah.
I don't know. I did tell myself with this comeback here, because I still do work and I am going back to school, and I do these
Congrats, that's
other things.
awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a lot on your plate, so I told myself, like, "You're gonna have a schedule, you're going to stick to that schedule,
Mhm.
and if there are days where you can squeeze in a stream and you have the energy to do so, go ahead, you can, but what I don't wanna do is burn myself out, and then I'm so tired that I didn't get, like, my school assignment done." Like, I'm
Right.
trying to still figure out a way to take it all seriously and give it all the effort all of it deserves,
Yep.
but still allow myself, that energy. It's a lot, like, um I don't know if I had told you too, like, we're doing, like, my husband and I were on, like, a pretty big, like, weight loss journey, since the scenario had occurred. He was on bed rest, so he gained a little bit of weight. I gained weight just from stress, and, like, I'm down, like, 30 pounds out of, I got 20 to 25 more to go, and I'm like, how am I scheduling in my workouts? How am I still watching my meal preps? How am I still going
Yeah.
to do all this? So
Yeah.
I think we've got, like, a nice schedule kinda going. We're gonna teeter with it. The Monday, Wednesday thing might not stay, but I think it might be Monday, Thursday, extra optional streams Tuesday, Sundays, if I have the time and schoolwork is all done, that we
Right.
can squeeze those in. Yeah.
Cool. That's awesome. That's awesome. So,
Yeah.
I think you're at the point where you're trying to set more realistic goals. Is that
Yes.
yeah. Yeah, for sure. Cuz like I think a lot of streamers when they first come into this, it's just kind of like I'm going to hit it as hard as I possibly can. I'm going to come out like a truck. Nothing's going to stop me. I'm going straight to the top. And it's not how it works.
Yeah.
You spend about a year and you're like, "Holy shit, this is way too much." And then you're just like kind of snaps and you're gone, you know.
Yeah, and I think we've seen that with a lot of streamers, and I think about that 1-year mark very specifically. I think you're
Mhm.
you're right. Like, that 1-year mark, the reality check hits
Yeah.
hardcore for people. And I've seen people who, in my personal opinion, probably could have been the next best thing. Like,
Yeah.
could have been that next ninja, that next Ray. I don't I was joking around with my husband about it. We were literally at this conversation earlier. I actually don't see that for myself. I am flattered if anybody thinks I could. I don't foresee that for myself, but I did have some friends who I really was like, I could see them being that next big person. And
I
yeah, about a year after, they just could not keep up with it.
I think you probably could, like, especially if you started really honing in on the cosplay and stuff and, like, just focused on that independently, I think you could,
Can I
like,
tell you
pretty
something
quick.
though?
Yeah.
See, that is actually my worst viewed. worst,
I don't believe it.
like, insight on everything. If I post cosplay stuff, I actually get, like, a huge, like, I don't care because I love it, so let me like, I will always do it
Yeah.
because I love it so much, but that's actually my, like, my worst everything on everything. When I post cosplay content, I will get the least amount of interactions, least amount of views, least amount of everything.
Do you think it's because of being like a gamer, building an algorithm around being a gamer and focusing on gaming content and then trying to jump to the cosplay stuff?
Yeah, I'm not really sure because I try to fixate more on the cosplay stuff and streaming and gaming are kinda secondary.
Mhm.
At least I try to. I'm not sure what I'm kinda doing wrong, but it also could be too, like, cosplay kinda goes hand in hand with, like maybe it is because gaming is the secondary thing, like, I know cosplay and makeup can go really hand in hand in, like, the makeup industry, which is huge, huge on
Yeah.
social media, huge on YouTube, but, like, I also don't fit into that algorithm fully either, and so I
Yeah.
think I have to find the balance of the people who are interested in those 2 subcategories and somehow get on that algorithm. I don't know how to do that yet, we will try.
Yeah. So like I think exactly what you said, like focusing on like cosplay and stuff, doing like makeup and like, different paints and stuff like that. I don't know much about cosplay
No,
at
you're
all,
okay.
to be honest, but like doing the review content for that stuff too and like building your entire persona around the cosplay. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't know if it would work, obviously, but
it's worth
I
trying.
I I can tell you that you are phenomenal at doing it. Like there's
Oh,
people
thank
that
you, you're so
yeah.
sweet.
Yeah, no, I'm serious cuz like there's stuff that it's like I'll see it and I'm like how the hell did she do that? You know?
Appreciate it. I
Yeah,
do.
no, no, and I hope that's kinda what you're going for. But like
Yes, yeah,
yeah.
it definitely is, so it feeds my ego just the littlest bit.
Um, so what kind of let's shift gears.
Mm,
Where did because I focus on gaming a ton.
yeah.
Where did gaming start for you?
So, I've always been, really just always really been really into fantasy. I read, like, The Knight Templar's Crusade at, like, 9 years old, which is wildly inappropriate, by the way. I don't
Yeah,
know what I was doing as a kid.
yeah.
But I remember specifically and I talk about this franchise a lot, and I still don't really care what anybody has to say about this franchise. I love the Dragon Age franchise, but I remember being 9 years old when the first game came out,
On
and
Super Nintendo?
no, 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 it was on Xbox,
Was it?
PlayStation, Xbox, like, original X no, maybe it was the 360. 2008? No. 2009? Maybe I was 10.
Was that when the first Dragon Age came out, really?
I swear it was 2009. Let me fact check very quickly, but I my older brother has a disability and his reading just isn't strong. And my brother is the nicest person in the entire planet and cannot make a bad decision in a video game even though it's fake. 2009.
Yeah, okay.
And I remember him coming upstairs and he's like, "I need your help." And I was like, "Okay, this sounds serious. What's so serious?" And he was
Yeah.
like, "I don't know what I did and what I said, but I upset somebody in this game and you need to help me fix it." It's like, "What?" And so I go downstairs, like, with him to, like, his room because he, like, lived in the basement, and I'm, like, reading the, like, different like, the choices, right? You have the choices to make,
Mhm.
and I could see where he was getting confused because some of them didn't sound inherently mean, like, when you were reading them, but there was that, like, subtle undertone,
Yeah.
to the scenario, so I could see with, at his age we were way too young to be playing that first and foremost too, so I will state that. But, at his age especially, you weren't getting some of those more aggressive themes. So I sat with him and we played it, and I was like, "Oh, can I play this when you're done?" And he was
Yeah.
like, "Yeah." And I was probably like, we played Halo and stuff together, like, there were games I played, but Dragon Age was the franchise that, like, got me deep into gaming, and then into Fallout, and then into these other
Okay.
franchises I've been obsessed with since I was a kid. And then, fast forward to me being a teenager and meeting my husband, and he was also super into gaming.
Yeah.
And, so it's always had a place, like, my best friends are hardcore gamers, my community that I hang out with now and Rogue and all that, like, I've known Rogue since middle school, like, we're just all a bunch of nerds. It's, like, the
Yeah.
best kind of people to be
Hey,
around.
nerds are the best people. Nerds are the
And then
absolute best
even my
people.
husband, he pursued Halo at a, like, semi-professional level too and has gone to LAN and has done whatever, so yeah, like, gaming has just always been taken more seriously.
Yeah, I gotta talk to him more because
Yes, absolutely, please do.
Halo's the one that got me. Like, I was 12 when Halo came out, Halo 2 specifically, and my parents got me an Xbox, and I
Mhm.
was that kid that was hounding his parents every like month that was just like, I need Xbox Live. I need Xbox Live. I need you to spend $50 so I can have Xbox Live. And it's just,
My mom
oh my
my
God.
mom actually was so funny, she would ask us, she would go, "Is this a game that can pause?"
No.
If she needed me to, like, help with something, if she needed to, like, get me to do something, she'd be like, "Is this something that you can pause?"
Yeah.
And if not, she'd be like, "Okay, you need to come up when that, like, thing is over, or you
Hmm.
need to pause it and come up and help me." But, like, my mom was like she actually was kinda, like, with it. I will say she's very trendy kinda in that she'd take us to, like, midnight releases, like, she was big on especially because it was something my brother and I did together. And my
Right.
younger sister too, who came 10 years later, I mean, she had a controller in her hand. She was a pro at, like, Left 4 Dead 2 at, like, 4 years old.
Oh, I
Dude
love
was,
that
like,
game.
crushing it.
Oh, I love that game so much. um, so since we're talking about childhood and stuff like
Mhm.
that, did you picture streaming and stuff when you were younger? Not at all?
No, no. So I actually, since I was really little well, not really little, I was, like, preteen to teenager, I've actually had been getting published for my photography since, yeah, about 12 years old. I've worked for big magazine companies, I've worked for, like, our news outlets, I've worked for districts. So I actually thought my initial degree is in graphic design because I thought that I was going to do photography for, like, the rest of my life.
That's
So this was
amazing.
nowhere even in yeah, I didn't even know people, like, streamed, like, the only person I ever really watched on, like, YouTube was Markiplier, and it was somebody that both my younger sister and I loved. Yeah, I didn't really, like yeah, I can't think of, like, a YouTube streamer, like, I didn't watch streams, like, I played the games, I watched reviews oh, like, Angry Joe, like, I would watch game reviews
Yeah.
before I would ask my mom, like, if we could go do this, but yeah, like, I was literally making money at a really young age, like, I remember there was one year basically, like, the entire senior year, I did all their senior photos, like, I just so, like, I was making money kind of on the side at, like, a really young age,
Yeah.
and so that's kinda where I thought things were always gonna be. I only joined the medical field, um, because I realized that as I started getting older I started college at 16, so I had, like, my degree by the time I was 18. I pivoted that last semester and got my EMT because I realized that, like, it's better in certain seasons.
Yeah.
There's a wedding season.
Yeah.
You're not making money doing weddings year round, so I
People
worked
don't
with a
want
couple of
pictures in
different
the winter.
companies. Yeah, yeah, no, very specifically here, you're not
Yeah.
getting anything in the winter. We have bomb cyclones and blizzards. I actually personally would really love winter photos.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I would love that, but everybody would be suffering out here. It's freezing. But I just for the aesthetic, if I could get everybody to suck it up and get in a suit and dress for, like, 3 hours, it'd be awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, they would be banger pictures.
They would be amazing photos. But, no, yeah, and so we have a huge clientele in the summer, and then I actually the majority of where I made my money and my publication stuff was, through sports photography, which is actually extremely harsh to get into.
Oh, I
It is
bet.
not a very welcoming field at all.
Yeah.
It's rough, and I was actually the Norwich team photographer for several years in a row, and so Norwich is a military school not even in our state. That's
Oh,
like yeah, they would come here, and when they were here, I was at every event, I had, like, manager shirts, like, I was part of like, that crew
at a
on
very
that
young
team,
age
so
too, right?
very young. I was still a teenager for a lot of this, and
Wow.
as I got older and the jobs became a little more harsh, I also, like, dipped out of, like, my home at a very young age, and
I did
So,
too.
like, I
Yeah.
didn't have the finances to pursue these things. I got gigs on occasion and could make money, but the medical field was a huge fallback for me for that reason, as I was like, "Ooh, how do I make money when I'm not working on
Gotcha.
the side?"
Yeah. Yeah, I gotcha. So, have you ever thought about doing like streamer graphic design or anything like that?
I mean, it's what's my degree is in. It's not as simple out here. One of the other things I thought I would actually, if you would have asked me at 10 years old what I thought I was going to do when I grew up, I probably would have told you I was going to be a tattoo artist. And so that also went behind the design degree.
Yeah.
Um I would have loved to pursue that, but it's just not, like I said, it's just not like for me the apprenticeship stuff. Like the more you think about it, the more you realize like it's actually a harder thing to achieve and obtain.
Right.
Um Especially at, like, today's society and this economy, getting an apprenticeship it wouldn't be that hard. A lot of my friends are tattoo artists. Like, I could get an apprenticeship, but it's like, you're literally spending an extra, 20 to 40 hours a week on top of whatever you're doing. What if you're a mom? What if you have a 40-hour-a-week job, if not more? And then you have to dedicate another 20 hours to trying to prove that you can tattoo before you even get on a person. Like, let's not even get
Yeah.
into the hours that you have to do being the apprentice. So cleaning up everybody's shit, maybe helping out with the photography, maybe doing the scheduling, right? You're kind of working for free.
Yeah.
And then if you get even a clientele, some places don't even let you keep tips
And
and
I
stuff like that. It all goes to business.
isn't it up to the discretion of the tattoo artist that you're working with too? So
Mhm.
like you can do all of that stuff for free and then they're just
Mhm.
like, she's never gonna be good or like
Oh, no,
and then
yeah,
it's just
yeah.
like
It is not it's not a kind industry kind of at all. And like I said, I have friends. I don't think I would be in one of those scenarios where I'd be like, "Oh my god, this is the worst thing I've ever experienced." I have really good friends who are phenomenal artists that I could like really apprentice on. I don't know if it's worth respectfully the
yeah.
time. Like with if I wanna stream and I wanna go back for a different degree and I need to work, I do not have the time to add that in.
No, no, definitely not. Definitely not.
Yeah.
So um who who edits your like videos and stuff like that?
Um, so before it was me,
Okay.
I, uh I used to just kinda edit everything. I used to use, I think it was called Streamladder, like, back in the day. That was really cool. I really enjoyed that. I could just take clips off of Twitch or clips off of my NVIDIA
Mm-hmm.
and upload it, and they made it super easy. But my last clip that I posted of me fighting a trash can,
Yeah.
I don't know if you got
Yeah.
to appreciate that one.
Yeah.
My husband actually edited that. He is
That's
learning DaVinci. He
okay.
really wants to make a Twitch intro for me. He's really taken it on fully. He is really enjoying editing his videos. He's editing a couple of other people's videos. And then one of my other mods, she was actually in school for film, so some of my older like funnier videos of like the Among Us and stuff, actually she edited, and her name is Wisp Dumb on Twitch. She also does stream on occasion. Shout out to Wisp and Zero. But
Yeah.
yeah, they mod for me
Okay.
mostly.
Sweet. Sweet. Yeah. So what what has been the hardest thing as far as like I don't know if you can speak on that for him, like the editing and stuff like that is like
I'd probably argue it's the software.
the
I think
software?
I think anytime anybody dedicates to learning a software, I mean, even me with like Lightroom and Photoshop, I like to use Procreate. I can do really cool art on pen and paper. Ask me to do something on Procreate, I it does not translate. I look like a toddler drawing on an
Yeah.
iPad. It's bad.
Yeah.
But any software of any kind, I recall you're the one who told me about DaVinci way back when, and that's the program
Oh
I
man.
recommended to him because I was like, you don't have experience. It's not like you did this in school where they made you use Adobe. So
Mhm.
you actually have the best slate to actually learn something and take it on correctly. And a lot of people, will rep that DaVinci is one of the best programs that you can use if you can learn it.
Yeah, yeah. Like the biggest thing about DaVinci too is it's 100% free. And it's
It's
like
free.
it's powerful enough to do like a full budget film for like Hollywood atmosphere. I'm not anywhere near that
Yeah,
good of using it,
yeah.
but like it is powerful and it's 100% free and that's kind of like their little hook to pull you in. And
They've got it, and then, with TikTok, I will say that I wasn't good at the transitions by any means. I would try to find, like, tutorials for them, which people were gatekeeping pretty hard, so I kinda had to
yeah,
learn a few things, like, there was this, like, one little trend where it was easy, you would, like, do the "blah, blah, blah, I'm mouthing the words," right, to whatever
yeah.
song this is, and then you I use this one all the time. You'd go behind your head, and then when you'd pull back, you would be in, like, a different outfit. That was, like, the rate of my knowledge on a good transition, or the one where you, like, could turn the face and the face back, those really simple ones, and I
Yeah.
guarantee when I start doing that content again, you will be re-seeing the 2021 transitions, or I'm
That's
making them come
fine.
back 'cause it's all
That's
I know how to
fine.
do.
Every like, some people are like, "Oh, I remember that," and they hop back on the stuff with you, you know?
Yeah, Imma be bringing back the 2021 hardcore, the good
Um,
years.
so speaking of software a little bit, what is Bella's software that you have to use? What can you not stream without?
So probably because I do a little bit more with, like, cosplay, I can recommend some stuff for photos. One of my favorite apps that is absolutely free for some light photo editing, it's nothing like Facetune, but there is this app on both Android and in the iPhone or App Store or whatever, it is called Snapseed. It
Never
is
heard of it.
completely free, and it is one of the best ways to be able to edit photos on the go. And then for my people who might do more intense, like, cosplay stuff, like, I mean, I do think the, Photoshop can be very beneficial, especially if you're someone like me who doesn't do contacts.
Mhm.
You can really go into Photoshop and actually, like, if you need to edit the eye color and those types of things, Photoshop is really easy to work with and lets you do that with a tutorial or 2. I think even on its free platform. And then Lightroom, from a professional photography standpoint, it's one of the best for for a reason. Um but
I
for
think
the
I've heard
most
of
part,
that one.
yeah, I try to work through, through my phone. If I'm doing an actual photography gig, I'll do the whole thing where I import the photos to my iPad. I'll actually start editing on the iPad or the computer and, like, going in for more intense stuff. But yeah, for myself, the Snapseed is great. It really is. It's one of my favorite photo editing apps. Even for I've done stuff where I had to have it, like, within an hour of shooting it, so I imported it to my phone, quickly edited it all in Snapseed, and then had them sent out for the event, like, same day within, 5 hours of start to finish.
Yeah.
Give me a couple hours to shoot. I did a maternity shoot out on the beach once, and literally, I think, like, over the course of dinner, I had all those phones already sent to my like, the photos were already sent to my phone. I'm already working on quick edits to at least give them a few to post, before I could finish, and then I had the rest of them done, like, the next day that were actually edited in Lightroom, but that way they had a few. They had a sneak
Right.
peek. But yeah, like, for streaming and stuff, I actually really like OBS. I don't really care what anybody says. I will argue I think Nightbot and Stream Elements are very equal in terms of, like, the pop-ups. Um, I do use NVIDIA Broadcast a lot. Thank you for that one. That's a good one. That's what blurs my background. He took my nice camera, so he is the really nice camera. When you have him in for an interview, you'll see how crispy clean that is. I'm gonna
Yeah,
look for an old iPhone to start streaming on,
I'm
but
looking
NVIDIA
forward to
Broadcast
that.
has kinda saved my camera a little bit, makes it look a little more high quality, and
Have
good
you
lighting.
have you heard of Meld yet?
No,
It's
no, what is
supposed to
that?
be like this once all, be all, save all, vamped up OBS where you don't have to have all the like filters and all of the like different plugins and blah blah
Ooh,
blah to do this, that, and the other. I don't know if I'm sold on it necessarily as it's
I'll do
new.
my research and I can get back to
I
you
think it's
what I
something
think.
worth checking out because like that's something I think there needs to be more conversation about is like why is the learning curve so hard? You know what I mean? And why is there so many different softwares for this, that, and the other, and you don't know which one to choose? And like, it's just a headache and a nightmare. Did you experience
No,
any of
yeah, I
that?
am, terrible at all of it. That is what 0 is for. I hate to be that person. I'm just like, "It's broken, please fix it," and then he'll come.
Hell, if like graphics and stuff, like generating thumbnails, I still use GIMP. You know what that is?
Oh,
GIMP?
no, Canva you know what? That's actually another one I tell a lot of people about Canva. Canva at its base level is I think is phenomenal. I think everybody should be using Canva, actually.
Yeah. Canva and GIMP is like the two that are
What's
like
that other one?
GIMP, GIMP. You've never heard of GIMP?
I have not I don't know anybody who uses it.
Oh man.
I'm looking into it.
Yeah. I'm gonna give you a second. It's Photoshop
Yeah.
for free.
Oh, snap. Okay, yeah, that's cool. Alright.
Yeah, yeah. It's like a little weird logo of like this little fox.
Okay, yeah, I think I found it, yeah. And I'll
Yeah,
like I said, I can, I've got it saved to different yes, okay. I got
yeah,
it saved so I can research into it. Because anything that makes it easier for people, I found out Canva through I actually have a girlfriend that I had met through work. We both worked night shift together for quite a few years, and, she is quite bigger than me, to say lightly when it comes to streaming and the content that she does and stuff like that. But yeah, she's the one who like showed me Canva and stuff in the first place and showed me how she edits all of her stuff. She does those like weekly like stream schedules that she posts up to all of her socials and she goes hard with Canva.
it's so much work. It's so much work, really. Week Zero, if you need assistance, brother, I would love to. I love talking shop, and that's like the majority of the conversations that I have while I'm live, off live. Like all of my friends are like, "Dude, shut the hell up. We know you like it," and it's just kind of like consume my entire
Personality,
persona.
right?
Yeah, like it's insane. It's insane. Um, so what are some goals for you with streaming?
I think right now, like my baby goals are I would love to get my current TikTok up to the 1,000 followers. So that's BellasDeadly. It should be the same on everything. My Twitch and Instagram, I would love to see both maybe at that 1.5K mark.
Yeah,
I'm at 1,100 on Instagram now, and I'm at 1,076, I think, on Twitch. So pretty close to just the 1.1 on both of those. Um, you know what? Yeah, like I realistically, if I could hit 1.5 on everything, not Twitter or X or whatever. I mean, I do use it on occasion, but it's just not something I that and Threads. I think I would almost rather pursue Threads than Twitter at this point. But yeah, I'd love to see that like 1.5 for everything,
do you
if
ever?
not a little higher.
So it seems like you're on every platform.
I am, yeah, and I have like a public Snapchat and stuff too, where I post to go live and stuff like that. Snapchat, I think I still am not really sure like where I'm at with it. Because I do actually think it does kind of offer you can watch people's like stories in other states and stuff like that. There is a
Mm-hmm.
public posting to it. I don't know how well it's utilized for a lot of people, but I'm just kind of playing around with it. I'll just post when I do my face paintings, maybe a cute little photo with the filter.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
haven't heard
nothing crazy.
anybody talk about Snapchat in I don't know how many years.
I know, it's a very Gen Z thing, and as, like, a very Gen Z person, I am stuck, like, I will never not use Snapchat, I don't care what my millennial friends say.
Yeah.
It's perfect, I love that app. It's literally the greatest app of all time, I don't know. I know that that's a huge thing with, like, millennials, they're like, "Who even uses Snapchat?" And I'm like, "Me, every day for
Yeah.
everything, I don't
Yeah.
know."
No, I know. So do you think being on every single platform that you can be, do you think that helps or do you think that hurt?
Think it actually would help. I think it would
Help?
help a lot of people who are newer, and I'm not talking about posting when you go live. I cannot stress that
Yeah.
enough.
No.
No one
Yeah.
likes that. No one likes that on any platform. When you only post about going live, that's what like your Discord and stuff is for. You can feel free to post a nice photo and let everybody know in the caption of that photo that you'll be live maybe that night. But or that's what the stories are for. That's
Right.
when you post up your logo with a nice link to your YouTube video, but I wouldn't like clog up your feed. Your feed on pretty much any platform can be such an amazing thing that's curated to you and your niche.
Yeah.
So I actually really I think specifically Instagram and TikTok are probably the big 2 that I would, like, advocate for, that I think everybody who does any form of streaming should be on. Post up your, your funny little clips. I had, now I will also say that we are not in the age frame, though. I do not think we are in the age frame where it's as easy to get followers as it was a few years ago. I think
Mm-mm.
social media has really changed.
Yep.
But I even and 2, I hate when people say, "Oh, I just need that one video to do well," or "I just need that one video to go viral." I know
Hmm.
someone who has, I wanna say, like, maybe 200 to 300 on Twitch and 200 to 300 on TikTok, and had a video, when I say go multi, like, viral, like, it's one of the funniest gaming videos I have ever seen in my life, and it has
Really?
millions on millions of views. He did not grow on Twitch at all, and did not grow on TikTok at all.
Really?
Right, and I mean that when I say that. That is it's not that, like,
Huh.
that's why I said we're just not in, like, a follow era anymore, and I
Yeah.
understand that too, moving into, like, wanting to redo my TikTok and all of that. I don't know if I'm gonna hit that number that I had hit in the
It's
past.
just
I
so
just think,
different.
like, yeah, the age frame that we are in and the way that the algorithms work is more difficult now than I think it was just even a few years ago.
Well, not only that, I think it's different than it was ever since it came back. I'm not really,
Oh, yeah, and
yeah.
oh my goodness, so I tried Live. Now granted, I don't have a lot of experience with TikTok Live, like, using it for streaming, but I used to go live before on my old account, and I don't know if it calculates how they push you out based off the followers that you have, but man, my lives before on that TikTok with, like, the 20,000
Yeah.
was substantially better than what I've been seeing with the lives now, but it is also unique, and I've gotten a follow or 2 on TikTok, from going live, please excuse me.
You're
I
okay.
haven't really seen that transfer though from, like, TikTok into Twitch or
Right.
vice versa.
Yeah.
Haven't really seen any of that, but it's still so new and still me trialing it out. I don't know if that's a fair statement yet.
Was it you that was telling me they lowered it to 1,000
So it used to
for
be
the
you used to
codes?
have the minimum of 1,000 to even be allowed to go on the live.
Yeah.
Used and which is why I kinda stopped using TikTok. I used to go on live for everything before.
Yeah.
And, like, I could be working on a cosplay thing or doing a face paint, yeah, like, I'd be on live. I'd be getting ready for stream and be like, "Okay, see you guys on Twitch," like,
Yeah.
after, but now since TikTok actually came back, they dropped it. You do not have to have 1,000 followers on TikTok to be allowed to use the OBS plugin. Yeah, anybody can go live now.
Oh.
Mhm.
Yeah, I still didn't understand you, apparently.
Yeah, no, so you can, like, actually get the OBS plugin where you can actually see, so I can have, like, my Twitch chat right, like, here, I guess, and my TikTok chat, like, right here, and I can see them. I'm live on
Oh.
both. Similar to how you'd be live on both, YouTube and Twitch. Very similar.
Oh. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
it is. I like I said, haven't seen much with it, not to say I've used it more than a handful of times, so I can't really, shit on it. I can't also praise it. It does not feel as cool as it was when I had that higher account, but I'm sure I was also, because of the higher follower account, getting pushed to more accounts to see,
Right.
so that's also a
Yeah.
fact.
Yeah. So, um, because Zero mentioned multi-stream, that's a good question I can ask you. How do you feel about multi-streaming?
It doesn't bother me. I like I
Doesn't
said,
bother you?
I've been trialing it out myself. I haven't been using YouTube, but and I would argue too. I don't know if anybody wants. We're on Twitch right now, but I think YouTube is far way more hell of a beast than Twitch is.
It is for content,
Yeah,
for sure.
I think I would stick more to TikTok and Twitch personally for, like, my live streaming stuff.
Yeah.
YouTube, I think I would save for more curated content from what I've seen with a
Uh,
lot of people.
Speaking on that a little bit more, if I may.
Yeah,
So I streamed from 21 to 23, 24, somewhere around in there. And if you remember when they started running all of the like advertisements and the revenue splits and adjusting all of it, and it got crazy and everybody jumped over to YouTube, I was one of those that
yeah,
jumped over to YouTube. And I was on Twitch. I grew 100 followers and I had like 5, 10 concurrent viewers and I was like
yeah.
gaining traction. I went over to YouTube and I streamed on YouTube for 2 years with like 0 to 1 person in my chat for 2 years
I'd
straight.
Well, you know, and shame on YouTube for this because YouTube did the marketing thing. And
Yeah.
so I'm not going to shit on YouTube for the marketing thing. I'm going to shit on YouTube for not following through. And
Yeah.
that's where the difference is. So they promised all these things. I mean, even too, I think like Valkyrie jumped ship if I recall correctly cuz she's actually one of the few streamers I was, like, knowledgeable about and did follow and did enjoy, you know yeah, great for VOD content,
Yeah,
or there
absolutely.
is a guy that I watch too strictly for Fallout content, which he is really known for, like, Bethesda-themed content, but his name's, like, It's Jabo,
Yeah.
and he talks heavily about that Twitch is for him being able to interact with his community, and he throws the VODs up on YouTube. Apparently, a lot of people like falling asleep to him. I'm one of those said people. He's like, "It's weird. I don't know why people like to watch me to go to sleep." He said the VOD channel actually turned into being one of his most important channels. He's like,
Really?
"4." Yes, the VOD channel, because for some reason people watch it and find it soothing. He will never stop doing the VOD channel. The VOD channel, it makes more revenue than his Twitch and his actual YouTube channel, even though he has a huge following. The VOD channel is what makes him his revenue.
And his VOD channel, is that just like a live stream replay channel?
No, it
Like a
just
lot
is
of
him
them?
uploading his Twitch lives to
Yeah,
the
yeah, that's what I meant.
in its
Yeah.
entirety. It's literally called It's Jabo's Dumpster Fire, and that's the VOD channel, and it's separate from his other 2 like, his other channels.
Huh.
Because he does do more curated, like he was a speed runner, I guess, kinda back in the day. But Valkyrie, I remember that big jump because I do follow her on Instagram. I remember when she was like, "You know what? Fuck Twitch. Fuck what's going on right now."
Yep.
And she made a deal with YouTube. Like, I'm not gonna sit
Yep.
here and pretend like this wasn't a bigger deal than it was. So she went to go contract with YouTube, and then, like, everybody was back on Twitch in, like, 6 months.
Well, yeah, and then like Ludwig followed,
Yep,
and
yep.
who else? Ninja,
I Yes,
Tim the
yes, yeah.
Tap
There was
Man.
I think, Tim the Tatman was another one
Yep.
that hopped over to YouTube in that contract where he was like,
Yep.
"Fuck Twitch, fuck what they're doing,
Yep.
we don't agree with it."
Because
And
they
then
changed it to where the streamer was getting 30% and they were getting 70%, if I remember right.
so I think it depends on
I
how many followers you actually have and what partner you are for Twitch,
Yeah, they
because
walked
I've heard
back
that.
now.
Oh, yeah, and that's fair, but I thought it was always a 70-30 split, but I think some people were getting a 20-80, and not everybody was getting that.
Yeah, and
So,
it was insane. It was just
you
insane
know,
stuff.
did Shroud do it? Didn't Shroud do it?
Yeah, Shroud did it. Shroud's over
And
on
look at
YouTube
him,
now.
he's got his 11.6K streaming Marvel Rivals back on Twitch right now. They
Yeah.
were all back on Twitch within months. YouTube did not follow through on its streaming, and that's really a shame because I actually think if they did, that's when Kick came up. They were like
Yeah.
they saw what Twitch was doing too, and they were like, "Oh, hey, we can offer." And then look, I don't know a person who's even utilized Kick in the last year.
It's all the people that are not allowed to stream on Twitch because of
Very fair.
certain things, that want to speak out only on the things that you can't speak out on Twitch. That's the type of
Yeah.
people that are on that
See,
platform. And
Mixer was before my time, like, doing
yeah,
content. Mixer was already dead before I even knew what Twitch probably was in reality.
I think that was dead on arrival, so to speak.
But wasn't that a huge deal, like, in, like, the early 2010s, right?
It
Like, didn't a bunch of
was,
YouTubers drop to Mixer?
well, it was because Ninja dropped Twitch to go to Mixer. He made like a few
Oh,
$1 million deal, and like, so Ninja, when he was on Twitch, it was like this, like just it kept going and going and going and going. And he decided to take a few mil deal with Mixer, and like everybody stayed on Twitch because back in those days, that like Twitch was the platform that was like, this is the successful platform. Why
yeah.
would you screw around with it? And his viewership, that's where he started to kind of come back down to reality, so to speak.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know, yeah, I think YouTube really could have been the thing to go toe to toe with Twitch and really allow for, more visibility, more discussions on certain things. And they dropped the ball even for the people that I think those people were breaking their contracts because I'm sure it was a minimum of a year to 5 years that you had to only stream on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I imagine that those contracts were broken or something because YouTube didn't follow through and those people were back on Twitch. Yeah, like I want to say like 3 to 6 months. Like it was not a long time at all.
So what do you think it is specifically about YouTube? Because I have a theory, but I'd like to hear yours.
So I guess it's weird when I go to YouTube, I'm gonna be for real. The type of content that I most enjoy is I like watching deep dives on like companies and editorials and certain things like that. Weirdly has nothing to do with really the content that I create. There's actually very few gaming channels besides friends I like to support that I even really watch. And it has to be for very specific content. So I'll be honest that I might not be the best person to speak on this. And then if it's for live streaming and I want to support somebody, I'm gonna be going to Twitch.
No,
I
you're
but with that being said, like I can tell now, granted, my social media is very curated to me, and since I don't really watch live streams on YouTube, I maybe don't get them shown to me. But I have never even seen a live stream be promoted to me, notifying me, nothing.
yeah.
So where's the visibility? Where's the how am I supposed to find you unless you're telling me you went live in Discord and I know to go to YouTube?
Yeah, I tried for 2 years and I obviously was like, where are all the streamers? So
Literally, where are the
I
streamers
would go to the live channel and be like, where are the streamers? Like coming from Twitch, I know I need other streamers to like
Literally.
collaborate with and stuff because
Yeah.
that was all gone immediately. And they don't push them. It's like
No.
undiscoverable for them. So like,
It's borderline unusable. So I think like that's where I was kind of saying and not that I think YouTube is a waste of time because I don't think it's a waste of time. I can't stress that. I will say I think if you're gonna live stream, I just don't even know if the dual stream's even worth it. I would rather just say upload your VOD to YouTube when you're done, and you'd probably see more success from that than you physically trying to dual stream or live stream to YouTube. Just my personal take on it, again, as somebody who's never literally done it.
yeah,
That's just my take.
I think a lot of it is because like for so many, if you think about a stream, what's the first thing that comes to mind for you? It's going to be the people that are chatting with the streamer and getting to know the streamer, right?
Yeah.
S- YouTube made a shift. Um, I think around like 2010s, 2015s, where like it wasn't so much to know the creator anymore, like the Markipliers and stuff like that. Like you didn't
Yeah.
really hang out with the creators anymore on the space. It was more like this certain content's gonna do really well, or this certain
Yeah.
content's not gonna know well. The people that define a niche and only make that type of content, their channel is gonna do well.
Actually, I wonder if hear me out. So my friend who has a much bigger following than I, we had a conversation one late night about this, and I really wonder if she wasn't onto something. You kind of remember when I said we're not really in like the follow culture anymore?
Yeah.
She explained to me that her big boom came when COVID hit
Mm-hmm.
and everybody had the time and everybody wanted to feel socializing and needed to distract themselves, hence why I started streaming, not due to COVID, but it's a factor in why I started streaming, right? Like I need the social interaction. I'm not trying to spend any extra money. Like I'm trying to budget and be strict and I have these things, I have these resources. She also used to tell me too that like back in the day, these bigger streamers or these Destiny streamers, I'll just be honest, it was specific to Destiny. They did these like follow Friday things and then they had those apps where so they would like mass follow other content creators on Friday and then by Monday if they did not have a follow back, they were unfollowed. And like there were the apps to do that. And so like not to shit on follow for follow. I mean, I shit on it to a point, but in
Yeah.
reality, that's how these people have some of their numbers that they have is that there were those communities where you're like, okay, we're going to all follow each other, try and hop in each other's streams and share each other's content.
Mm-hmm.
And then once it hits on the algorithm or once you end up on that front page of Twitch, like then we can focus on another smaller streamer. So not quite like where they're doing the partner pushes because I think only I maybe like know like one person who's actually partner or I watched one mutual. I'll tell you what, I watched one mutual go for partner and I think he took a huge break after he hit partner because it was the most exhausting thing he ever did. Like, it made
Yeah.
him hate streaming, that
Yeah.
push.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, absolutely. I think another thing too is like the um I don't know, cuz like the maybe I just haven't had really good experiences with follow for follow.
oh, no, I don't, like, I don't ever wanna promote it, like, that's not what I'm saying, but the realistic situation of it is that a lot of these people who got really big were doing those follow for follows, and then COVID hit.
Yeah.
The pandemic happened and it boosted them into an entirety, but I remember I was talking to her and she was like, "Yeah, I will never see that growth that I saw during COVID. It will never happen again unless that happens again and people are looking for social interaction and are looking for ways to waste time and not go outside and to distract themselves from the reality of, like, what's going on around us."
Yeah.
But she was like she even was like, too, I don't even think her views have never been as high, but think about it, I mean, you couldn't even go outside for a short while,
Everybody was
especially in the
trapped
winter quarters.
inside. Yeah, everywhere.
So
Everywhere.
you're looking for ways to distract yourself, you're socializing, but, like, okay, so then normalcy comes back. I'm gonna go, Saturday nights might have been stuck inside, but now we're gonna go take the kids on a walk in the park, or we're gonna go to this event that we couldn't have gone to before. Like, people get their lives back. Like,
Mhm.
it's not that it's a lot to ask for, but it is a lot to ask for people to be, like, at your beck and call too as, like, a streamer. Like, if I'm normally, like, certain days of the week are better to stream than others. Tuesdays have always sucked for me. I don't know why, and I don't like streaming on the weekends, mostly because I'll get a random text in the middle of the day being like, "Hey, we're doing a thing tonight. Do you want to come?" And I feel bad if that was my scheduled day to stream and I go, "Okay, well, I'll bail on the stream to go hang out,
Yeah.
with friends." But like Mondays, Thursdays, and Friday nights were better for my viewership, but that's also because people work during the week. Quite a few people in my chat have children, and I can't expect them to just be at my beck and call watching me so that I can feel good about my 10 viewers and shit, like, and
Yeah.
consistently, it
Yeah.
is what it is.
Yeah. No, I think another thing too is you have to be able to accept that people have lives outside of
100%.
exactly what you're saying. Like viewers are going to be a revolving door, so to speak. Like people that you get familiar with and like start building relationships, like they will return. They're not going to be in every stream because that's just I think it's just kind of disrespectful to me to
100%.
expect that from people,
Yeah,
you know.
I've seen, I've seen it. I've seen people, I'm in a few group chats, or I did do, I know we talked lightly about, like, my time in esports, which was very short-lived.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but, I worked with the people who did a lot of, like, the social media posting, and we discussed a lot of things, and I was like, "There's actually a ton of stuff that you can do that can actually, like, hurt your algorithm growth, hurt your content growth," stuff I wasn't even fully aware of. And I see these people, I have friends who have those small streamer discords where they're like, "Yeah, we can try and help you hit affiliate, or maybe we can meet and network so we can do interviews, or so we can do a repo gameplay. I want to meet people who have a similar content style as me, which might be esports level content, or it might be the just chatty streamers. Like, let's
Yeah.
communicate and network, right? Because networking, I do think, is the most important thing. But I can't tell you how many times I've, like, just glanced. I'm not one to be super active, but I like to read and watch because that's also how I know who I want to raid in the future
Right.
is
Right.
your behavior
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
And I look to see what people post, I look to see how people react to things, and I watch because I'm in quite a few of those discords because I used to like to know who I was rating before I rated them. I don't like rating random people.
Yeah.
And that's just me personally. I like to raid out, but if I do not see somebody that's on that I feel comfortable sharing my community with, then we're just not going to raid that night.
Right. Because
So,
I believe like you're trusting them that they're going to respect the community that you've worked to build.
100%.
And it's like
And
if I
any
don't
raid,
know
I don't
this
care how
person,
small it is a blessing. You could
yeah.
raid me with just yourself, and I would be, so happy that you saw me and went, "This is the person that I wanna share this, like, little moment with and share it with their community," and that's how it should be, and I've seen the opposite happen. And
Yeah.
so that is why I'm very, like, about who I do raid, and so I'm in quite a few of these chats, and I'm in an Instagram right now that's from one of the Discords where, again, I'm not active in, I'm not asking for the follows, I don't post when I go live. I could care less if you're in there. If you
Yeah.
do come by, that's very nice, I appreciate you, but I'm not gonna seek it out. And, I've seen these people go, "Well, why is it that I'm always in yours and you're never in mine?"
Right. Yeah. Yeah,
It's
and
weird.
it's weird. It's like, why are you acting like this? Like,
Well, what time are you going live? What if I'm on the other side of the world? I used to stream when I used to work nights, like, well into late night, and because I did content with that Australian,
yeah.
esports, those Australian esports orgs, I had quite a few Australian people in my chat. Now that I'm on day shift and I do not stream this late at night, it would be absolutely disgusting of me to think that these people need to stop whatever it is they're doing at whatever time it is there to
Yeah.
come watch me.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
Yeah, but like at the same time, it's like you gotta like something I often go back to is like people just gotta start acting like people again, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like, why is it so crazy? Why is it
No,
like,
I think social media, I think, and I'm gonna rip on COVID a little bit too. I think are big factors in that, like, people don't understand how normal relationships work, and
yeah,
people don't understand where the line for parasocial relationships work. Hence
yeah,
why I cannot tell you the amount of people I know who stream in real life who do not nobody knows that they have children, which is fine. Like, don't put your children in your content. I'm a big advocate for that as somebody who
yeah,
worked in like 911. Please don't ever show your children's face on camera. I'm not okay with that. But
yeah,
like, they don't know that they're married and have been with their partner for however long, and they're lying to their community, and it's basically for like simp culture so
yeah.
that they get more views and more money. And I'm like, no, I'm not cool with that. If you're not okay with me being able to play games with like my like, then you're not somebody I want in my community at all.
What
At
was that?
all.
Was that Amaranth?
Oh my gosh, yeah, where nobody knew she was married and then like
Yeah, and
the
you
abuse
find out
thing
she's
came
like
out.
15 years married or something weird.
Yeah.
It's like, what the what? Yeah, I forgot
It
all
no,
about
and
that
it
until you said that.
I don't want that. I see there's not a lot of, like, really successful gaming couples. I mean, but there's a few. I might not be, like, super educated on their names, but, like, I see their reels pop up. Like, that's the level of success that I want, and that's the level of success that I want with my partner.
Yeah,
And I want people to be like, "Oh, their gaming goals and their couple goals." I don't wanna hide my love for my partner. My partner is my favorite person in the entire world,
yeah,
and
yeah,
the only person that I even want to even hang out with. I'm very like, "No, I'm tired, like, I'm socially tired, I'm exhausted, I need to go to sleep." Like, my husband's the only person that I wanna be around 24/7, and
yeah.
I wanna share
I
that with my community.
I feel you. Like, there's some of those times where like your friends are hounding you to come hang out or do this or do that or whatever, and you're just like, I'm busy, and it realistically, it's just to hang out with your spouse.
I need
You
my
know?
husband's my recharge. Yeah, like, is my
Yeah,
recharge. Yeah.
yeah. No, I get
I
it.
feel you very deeply. Like, I would like, I'm a very social person, and I do need my social interaction, but I can't express, like, I don't really like people all that much for me to be as extroverted as I am. It's really a weird combo. But I yeah, like I said, like, sometimes it's like I just need that break, and I wanna hang out with my husband, and then that's my break. Like, that's
Yeah,
the only person I wanna be around 24/7, and if he's gonna be in here helping me fix shit or we're gonna be playing games together, my community, it's our husband. I can't stress I can't
yeah,
stress that enough.
yeah,
Um, so it's like that's what I want. That's what I would rather it be. If that means my community is gonna be smaller and I only have, you know there he is. That's our husband.
yeah, that's my husband now. Tell you what. I love that the
But
first
that's
conversation was like, "So this is my new husband, right?"
yeah, literally, and that's how it should be. You know,
Good.
I he is here, we do play games together, and I mean, I have like I said, I have one friend who I mean, she does play games with her husband, but you would have no clue that they're, like, married, they cannot talk to each other a type of way, or if she's streaming, like, he needs to be, like, shutting up in the other room and, like, quiet. Like, like,
Yeah.
I cannot do that. It's not
I
for
I
me.
need to thank him for this sub though, 'cause,
Yeah, go ahead.
spending hard-earned money on me is, like, still fucking wild, And I don't know why people do it, but thank you so much. I appreciate it so much.
Yeah, there's always room for more.
Oh, all right, deal. Um, yep. So, no, I'm just kidding. Put a ring on it, please.
Yeah, he's
So
yeah, a hoot.
typically we keep these around an hour and 30 minutes, which we're at, but we have not done a thing. We have not opened it up to questions for people to learn more about our very own Bella's Deadly. We need to do that before we wrap things up. I think so. At first, real quick, while we're waiting for some questions to come in for
Yeah.
more about you, I set the like expectation or bar at an hour and 30 minutes because I was like, there's no way I'm going to be able to talk to people for that long. And it's always like this. It's always like way over. And it's crazy because there's stuff that I want to ask you still. Like
Oh,
what does success look like for you, for example? Like stuff like this. So I think like if I keep doing them for an hour and 30 minutes, I'm going to have people back on more often.
I think it's I mean, I think that's up to you more so. I mean, I'd say 2 hours might be like a great time limit. It's not too much to ask for like both parties.
Yeah.
But like again, might not be the best, like, streamer to kind of bump into that. The anytime I get a follow or I break over 100 likes on, like, a photo, or I get over 1,000 views on a video, even if I didn't get the likes, like, all that, but, like, I hit a threshold for me, that's a goal, and I'm very happy, and I feel very good. If I end a stream, I get a raid, or I get to raid somebody, or I got an extra follow that day, or maybe somebody was kind enough to sub,
Yeah.
those are all wins. That is success in my book. I think just, like, the little bit of growing is the fun part.
Zero, is that for me or Bella?
He knows what games I play. I think he's just trying to be supportive.
Okay. All right. All right. Both. All right. You got to answer first. This is all about you. These streams are
Alright,
about the
so
guest.
I'm big on RPGs, very specifically, I don't care, Fire Emblem, Dragon Age. We're gonna be playing Avowed next week, Monday and Wednesday, maybe stream on Tuesday, we'll see. I
What
also
game was
wanna
that?
do, Gamora.
What
Huh?
game was that?
Avowed?
What is that? Why have I
It
never heard of that?
is a so you know Obsidian Entertainment?
Yes.
They did New Vegas.
Yes. Yes, I do.
This was
Yes.
kinda their stab at a Skyrim-like game from Bethesda. Like,
Oh.
this is kinda their stab at a Skyrim-like game, and although
Oh.
not the same and not comparable, very fun and very entertaining. Very story driven. It is in the, Pillars of Eternity IP.
Okay. So it sounds as cool as what it's sounding like it's
Oh,
gonna
I
be.
like it. I really like it. I'm a big fan. It is, you can actually play in third person, which is one of the things I hate. Like, I hate the way that Skyrim kind of, like, looks and feels. This is what I would like Skyrim to look and feel like because, it came out 10 years later
Oh,
and
and it's on
higher,
Game Pass.
and
Okay.
it is on Game Pass. That's a big factor.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. I'm gonna try it. Thank you.
It is. No, I highly recommend it. There is no, like, romances, which a lot of people shit on it for, and I think that's because we're coming off the tails of, like, Baldur's Gate 3, which a phenomenal game, but is almost this is something that, like, I think I can get clocked for. Too much freedom is also a bad thing in a
Yeah.
franchise. You can ruin your IP and ruin your chance of making another game. I mean, they had to wipe stuff from it was a BioWare IP originally.
Mm-hmm.
Jade Empire and Baldur's Gate and Knights of the Old Republic were all old school BioWare IPs.
Yeah.
And they wiped, stuff from Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 to be able to make this game more realistic. And then you're kind of shit out of luck for a next game because they can't honor player canon
Oh my god,
to
I
keep
miss
the
Baldur's
story
Gate.
going.
I miss Baldur's Gate so much.
I need to play. I haven't finished it, and that's because I have the attention span of a goldfish. I have Cyberpunks on my list this year. I have a list of games that we will be streaming through. There might be
Wait,
other fun stuff, like we're gonna do community nights, Jackbox, Among Us, might see if we play through a Halo on Legendary. We'll see if it
yeah.
happens.
You probably should.
We'll see.
I will put
Uh,
off my stream to be there.
yes.
Um,
Oh,
so real quick, the games my I stream are anything that was impactful in my life. So like anything retro for the most part. Like, so we do my favorite segment that I do right now is Way Back Wednesday, where first week is 8 or 16-bit, the second week
Mm.
is 64, third week is like the the next iteration. I don't know what to call it. Like GameCube, Xbox, PlayStation 2, stuff like
Love
that.
it.
And then the fourth week is community driven on where we just vote throughout the month. And yeah, it
That's really sick,
it
actually, I
has
love that.
turned into like my favorite. Like I went back and played Luigi's Mansion and I was like, I forgot how fucking good this game is. Excuse my language, but
No!
god damn, like such a good game. Such a good game. I love it. So yeah, that's quickly evolving into like all I've been streaming. It's
Just
just
like a big obsession. There was
yeah.
I wanna say for 2023, before I kinda had to stop streaming again, um oh man, dude, all I did was play Switch games, I think for
Yeah.
like 6 months straight. Like, I
Yeah.
went through 3 Fire Emblem games, we went through Pikmin, we went through
I was there for Pikmin and Fire Emblem.
so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, so good. So good. Yep. Syrup had a really good one. How do you
Yes, a
balance
really good
your
one.
online presence with your real life? That's a tough one.
Super difficult thing that I do not think a lot of people do well, and I will argue that I have not done well in the past, and that is why I have a very strict schedule for this comeback.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, setting myself up to stream on Saturdays, at night is a huge fail.
Mhm.
Things will come up, family things come up, or somebody's birthday party, or someone just wants to go out, and maybe I haven't gone out in a while, and I hate bailing. I hate telling people I'm gonna do something and then bailing.
Yeah.
So I've tried to make my streaming days Monday nights. We can go a lot later. I'm off on Tuesdays. But same too with my Wednesday night streams. They need to strictly end at 10 p.m. I have to be up at 5:30 the next day. I have to respect myself, my body, my mind, body, and soul to allow myself to be able to keep streaming. But there will be days where, I'll be on break for school, which means we can stream during the day on Tuesdays and Saturdays.
Yeah.
So I let people know that. And then same too, I want to start doing a schedule. I've not ironed this out, but we used to do sub goals. I did drunk live stream paintings, or we would go to an event and sometimes we would live stream there, me and this other content creator. We actually did do drunk paintings at like a painting with a twist
Get
place. They
drunk
let
and
us.
get hit with a pie sometimes. I mean, you never
Oh
know
my
what's gonna
gosh,
happen
let's
with
not even talk
Bella.
about those videos Ben made about me. No wonder people thought I made content, Ben. This is all your fault. Which we can flashback to that at another point. Um, but yeah, I think a really strict schedule where people know where to find you, getting it up in your Discord, and then when we hit those sub goals, I think the extra streams, my Mondays and Wednesdays will be dedicated to actual games, like Avowed this week.
Yeah.
But Tuesday, I am thinking about, as long as I'm feeling good and up for it, and I buy glue sticks for what I need to do, we might be live streaming a Gamora face paint either on Twitch or TikTok. I'm trying to figure it out because it'll have to be in my designated area that I can mess up
Yeah.
badly with the paint. So I'd have to do it through my phone and like probably reach out on my iPad, as well as when we do hit those goals, like we are gonna do a drunk theme stream, we are gonna do that Discord community night. That is when I'll iron out a time at a later date that works for everybody. And I'm
Yeah.
also thinking too for the community nights. Don't know how you feel about this. I think we like lightly touched on it once before, but I actually think I don't even want to stream those. I think I actually just want to OBS record them, and that way if we're playing Jackbox and something does get a little too hyped up, it may be inappropriate. I'm
Yeah.
not risking my channel on Twitch.
Yeah. It's just one of those things because
Oh my god.
I like having a coded husband who's also a gaming
Pretty great.
god.
So lucky.
um, but yeah, I don't know because like, do you think that would actually happen with your community? I guess would be my first question. Is
Well,
like,
so when we used to do it was really hard. So I used to do like the Drunk Among Us streams like a lot.
yeah,
And then I actually stopped drinking after the event with Zero. Just because I didn't want that to become a crutch. Like I didn't want to start utilizing alcohol in a bad way. It was supposed to be a fun thing,
Yeah.
but I remember, I just didn't wanna utilize it as a thing that had anything to do with my mental health, like, drinking should just be like oh my god, Matt. Drinking should just be, like, like, it's funny to watch somebody drink and try and do a task. So, like, Among Us is really funny when someone's drinking, and those were just really funny nights, and everybody could get into it, but, like, if you don't cover the game code, this is another reason I don't like streaming games like Jackbox and like that because random people can come in
Mm-hmm.
and also while you're trying to stream and say inappropriate things on purpose, or I
Yeah.
probably will never have a text to speech option. I know it's funny. You have to really trust your community. I feel like to have that. I trust my community. I don't necessarily trust people who can come in while we're trying to do community night things. So I think I'm going to keep those to the Discord and have it just be like it's a fun way to get you to join the Discord, to want you to interact with the community and those types of things. But I think we're going to try and do community based stuff strictly in Discord than so much like on stream. And if they're really funny, then I'll still record it and I can
Mm-hmm.
snip it for content later.
There's a pretty good like approach for that, for what you're
Mhm.
describing, I guess is what so like you can leave your community chat and the game chat off of the VOD channel and then play it
Yeah, but like
back.
the Jackbox when you can like draw stuff. Like if
Mm-hmm.
we're playing like one of those games
Yeah, yeah. Then
or
they could draw
Risque,
inappropriate. Yeah,
I would probably draw a penis,
yeah. I
but that's
probably
just
would
me,
too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, I don't want people to like hold back what they think is funny, but also on the off chance of something being like wildly inappropriate, we're a more I'll be honest, we're definitely an 18 plus stream, probably 21 and up stream for sure. Some of the stuff we joke around about on my channel is really not appropriate. I think
Yeah,
it's funny, so I don't care. But
yeah.
you know.
Dano, welcome in, buddy.
Oh, welcome.
How we doing? We just opened it up to questions, man. But I got a question for
Hello.
you. How are you feeling? He was supposed to go out tonight. I can't believe he's here.
Ooh. Ooh.
No, that was last night. I'm sorry. I'm a bad friend. Um,
I'm a
what
bad
else?
friend.
What else I got? Mm-hmm. So no, you're not like goal oriented or milestone driven for success at all.
Like I said, I do think like there are goals I do want to hit. I definitely would like to see my numbers grow on like just the socials, and I'd love to see more people within my community. I really want to revamp my Discord a little bit too, and maybe like since I was so inactive for a while, like weed out just removing people or same too, I'm in so many Discords. Like, why am I in so
Mm-hmm.
many Discords? I need
Mm-hmm.
to kind of cut out and focus on like yours and rogues and zeros and like these people that I am active like and want to be a part of their communities. That's what I should
Yeah.
really like focus and fixate on.
Yeah.
And then we actually have a couple like local ones. Like, I mean, if you like Colorado-based ones for, like, Comic-Cons and conventions and cosplays and book groups where I can go have a book club meeting with people online, like, at a local place, so
Oh,
I'm in a few like that too, but yeah, I really need to just go through and clean everything up.
I forgot. Syrup. She's also an avid reader. So
Oh, big
like
reader.
Syrup, yeah, she like book knows in her book 24/7.
Mm,
So
yes.
she's like, I wish I could talk to more people about books, and I'm like, hold on, I know
Me and
some.
Rogue, bro, it's bad.
Yeah.
She shamed me the other night. Okay. So I went
Yeah.
to a midnight book release for a book, and because of how busy I am at work, I used to be able to slam through 2 books a shift. I
Yeah.
cannot do that right now, okay? And so she's like, have you finished Sunrise on the Reaping, which is the newest Hunger Games book? It's a lot darker. It's actually really good. It's really good." And I was like, "No." And she's like, "Well, I bought it after you. Why aren't you, like, done with it?" And I was
Yeah.
like, "Absolute disrespect." No, I'm
No,
just kidding.
I promised her. I was like, I know people. They're not coming to me right now online,
Oh, hold
especially.
on. Oh, okay. Oh, I thought my headset died. What
Oh,
did you say?
I know people online. like that I've met through streaming. They're not coming to me right now that read a lot. And she's
Oh,
like,
I'd love
I need more people to talk about books with. And I'm like, I'll bring them up every time I remember.
Yeah, there was this, huge author, she hit her first New York Times bestseller, she's from my city, and that book is insane and everywhere. She's on, like, the 3rd book on the franchise, and, like, she is really putting Colorado on the map for stuff. I was like, "Wow, this is actually crazy." This is what I imagine, like, I obviously was not alive during some of this, but, like, the Harry Potter
Hmm.
shit, like, this
Yeah.
is what I this hype and this, like, level of shit is what I imagine people were doing when, like, the Harry Potter books were
Oh
getting
yeah.
released. It's crazy.
You saw people in their 30s, 40s, kids, everybody was reading that book everywhere.
Oh, I have actually, Dano asked a really good question. Actually, yes, I have. I've done a lot of cosplays at cons, and I even have friends who do, like, panels for, like, podcasts at cons. I actually view cons as a really fun time to just nerd out than trying to promote this like a business, because for me, it's not a business. I make really good money doing what I do. I work on a pension. I have several retirement options. I actually really want to start doing like stocks and bonds. So really, I don't view this as any form of income for me or anything in where I'm trying to like really make money from doing it. So promoting it in that manner isn't a huge deal, but like meeting other cosplayers and people who have the same interest as me is more of what I enjoy at cons. And I've gotten to kind of widen my circle because of these conventions. And we're Colorado's a huge place for conventions. I was telling Ben about it because he was saying he has nothing where he's at, which is so unfortunate because
You're so
these
lucky.
conventions are so much fun. And this year, this is a big Halo convention for us. I was like, oh, I had a Yennefer cosplay in mind. I've been working on a Psyker from like a Dark Tide inspired Psyker from Warhammer. Like I kind of was working on these different cosplays, and I have a Morrigan from Dragon Age that might be a thing next year. It's just not going to be a thing this year because I found out we met Keith David last year, got to hear him speak on just his acting and his voice acting in general. Oh my gosh, he was talking about oh, it was amazing. I had one question and I was praying to God somebody asked it and they did. I wanted to know what his thoughts on taking over Zavala from Lance Reddick after he passed. Like I wanted to know how deeply like that what and he's oh god it was a beautiful experience and he spoke so well and he talked about his time. But Steve Downs and Jen Taylor are coming to our con this year. So
Ah!
I'm throwing away all the cosplays. We are going all 4 days, mini vacationing it. We're just having a Halo weekend, and we're going to Halo Worlds for my birthday later this year. So, like, this year, no, like, I go to a con to have a great time, to spend a
Oh,
shit
I'm
ton
sure
of
you do.
money,
I'm sure you
and
do.
to
Trust me,
just
I'm
say,
sure you
fuck
do.
it.
Do I talk about it that much, Dano? Seriously?
No,
I'm
it
not.
was no, but let me tell you, if you ever get a chance to like he is 71 years old. Keith David is an absolute living fucking legend.
Yeah.
And that was one of the best experiences I've ever even had at a con. So this year, knowing that Jen Taylor and Steve Downs are also going to be there, we know there's going to be Halo panels. I want to be at all of them. I just want to be lost in the sauce.
Yeah.
Joey, can you grab my grunt plushie? Look at what I'm gonna have them sign. Like I already have it
Um,
planned out what I'm gonna have them sign. Look at how cute this is. I know he'll be in here in just a second.
um, you know what would make a great Christmas present for Ben?
Oh, you need this. Look at this. Oh, do you want to show off your? This is what we had Keith David sign though. This is a resin piece. Hopefully it doesn't blur. Sorry.
Oh, little Arby.
The Arbiter,
Yeah.
and he
Oh,
just signed the bottom of it. You can see.
oh, I'm so jealous. You
We actually
mother
broke it. I had to
trucker.
reglue it. And then this is what I
I've never
this
been
is
more
what I want
jealous of
them
a
both to
man.
sign. So badly.
That's so that's totes adorbs. The coolest thing I have is hold on. Since we're showing off Halo merch, hold on.
Let's see it. Let's see the Halo shit, Ben.
Is it's this guy right here.
So we were talking about having Steve Downs sign that for Joey on the
Yeah.
helmet, like in the visor.
Yeah, this is my favorite thing that I own. Halo
That's
related.
the was that Halo 3? No, ODST, was that the
It was Halo 3 Legendary Edition. We're fucking boyfriends! We're boyfriends! Yes! Yes! Let's fucking go!
Yeah, this is actually what we were talking about bringing, so I'm gonna hop in line. Oh, I'm actually gonna hop in line behind him, but I'm gonna have him go first, and we'll have him sign just the visor,
Uncle Cat,
and then
welcome
I'll
in.
go in after to get the grunt
Ah,
signed because
ah,
that's too funny to not have signed, in my
man,
opinion. You
man.
should see have you seen my TikToks with the, like, the different guns we have and, like, the Needler? Like, I
Yes,
found all the Nerf
yes,
guns.
yes.
Dude,
Killing me.
that is more money than I would like to admit because I didn't buy them when they came out. We found them, like, secondhand. Oh lord.
You're
Oh
killing me.
lord.
You're killing
Yeah.
me.
We have all 36 books. I actually was thinking
Yeah.
about if we got to go to Worlds because Jen Taylor was there last year, I was gonna have her sign a book, but since she's coming to Comic-Con, it's here we go. Yeah, he's seen the TikTok, but yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's so fucking dope, man.
I will say if you can find one, have it just be the Needler. I don't think you need all of them, but the
How
Needler is the best one.
how's the energy sword? Because you have that
We don't
too,
actually
right?
have one of those. I
I
will
thought you
say
did.
that. That was not one we could find. And the pistol, the, like, Halo 5 looking pistol that they had,
Mm-hmm.
we just weren't interested in. I have better foam props from, like, conventions we've been to than the way that that one looks structured. The Mangler was not great either,
Yeah. Did you
for
have a
sure.
battle rifle too?
We do.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay.
Um, I just have them. They might even be in my closet right now. I'm trying to get this whole area. I have, like, the whole craft table. I need to get them sanded so we can make them look game accurate. And I'm gonna get a sewing machine too for, like, certain cosplay stuff.
Yeah.
So, I removed a lot of stuff that was in this area and moved it into the closet because I, need to clean this up to space it out better.
Yeah.
So I have a Galahorn from Destiny 2, and that shit's, like, 4 feet tall. That's
Yeah, I
massive.
wanted that too. But she wouldn't
We
let
were
me
like
spend like $250, I think they were,
it was
or
expensive
something.
enough.
Yeah,
No,
yeah. She
we're
wouldn't
bad.
let
I'm
me.
not gonna lie. We're so like, "Hey, did you see that, like, new thing,
Yeah.
like, dropped
You
on
have
the"
some like you have the wingman, right? From
Oh,
Apex.
yeah,
Was
oh,
that you?
yeah. Can you hand me the wingman?
God, I have a good memory, huh?
Huh?
I said I have a good memory, huh?
You do? I'm actually so impressed. I actually have Loba's staff as well. Now this one's fucking sick. This
Yeah, I
isn't even I
fucking
was
love
actually
that
gonna buy,
thing.
like, a
That's the
custom
Nerf gun?
one.
Yeah.
No, this one isn't even a Nerf gun. This is like the No, it's not. How do you do the reload on it, though? Because the reload's the I'm trying to it was this one. Oh,
You
let me
forgot.
see it. I haven't used this in so long. Yeah, and it
Yeah.
reloads. It's
Yeah.
the
So cool.
And then this is actually up for I'm gonna be repainting this one. This might be a TikTok. I'm gonna close out the eyes. I think I found some spray paint that actually makes it look more like a mirror, like
Yeah.
that reflective metal.
Yeah.
And so this one I am gonna sand down and just make a little bit better.
Yeah.
That Loba cosplay though.
That
Oh, did
Loba.
you?
Yeah,
Oh, and
Loba
then
cosplay was dope as
so the
hell.
most recent dumbassery purchase, actually, speaking of Nerf guns, was the Ace of Spades. And this
Oh shit. Oh shit.
I actually don't even think I wanna repaint this one. I actually really
No,
like
that
the way this one looks.
yeah, that one looks really good. It looks really accurate too.
It's yeah, I mean, it's big. Yeah, and you can, like I don't wanna, like
Man,
that's an automated one too.
I love nerdy
Vroom,
stuff.
vroom.
I love nerdy stuff so much.
And I bought a 3-foot Snorlax from Costco.
That's what's
That
up.
actually might be
Oh my god, dude. Oh, that's amazing.
yeah, I found this at Costco and I was like, "I'm bringing this home," and he was like, "Okay."
Okay. Yeah. No, that's amazing.
Yeah, but we have this whole when my room is more clean, I'll probably take off the blur. It's blurred right now because I am in the process of I'm getting a lot, like, donated to Goodwill. I've got a lot of, like, cosplay stuff out right now. It's just a mess in here, to be honest.
All right. Well, does anybody have some final questions for our dear, beautiful Bella?
That's hilarious. You should hold Ben like that, Dana, when you get a chance. Just let him
I'm
sit
dying
right
in
on your lap.
Dano's arms every night.
Uh, but I will definitely try and snag when I do go, to Comic-Con this year, I will definitely try and send you photos if there's anything super cool.
Thanks.
Absolutely. No
Thanks.
worries, I got
I
you.
will I will live through your vision.
If I mean, shoot, I don't know, it's kinda short notice, but it's July 4th weekend, I can send you the deets.
I have to work 7 days that week. So,
Oh my god.
yeah, 7 12
What?
hour shifts coming right up for
Oh,
your old
what?
Ben.
I will message you after 'cause, Joey has, like, a speculation on what your job is, and he just wants to know if he's right.
Never gonna guess it. I would be very
Okay.
surprised if he did.
He was wondering if you did something like DHLS. Really? Oh, okay, then never mind. We were wondering because his buddy clocks, like, 12-hour shifts, like, working at, like, they're I don't know, they're not like UPS, but they're like UPS, I don't really know.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
Oh, I did not see that
Oh,
one,
I'm
Syrup,
sorry,
sorry.
syrup.
I'll answer it super quick.
No, you're
I
good.
think the first thing that you should do is if you settle on a name, and if you don't settle on a name, it should not stop you from streaming, but if you settle on a name, reserve your handles on everything, even if you think you're not gonna need it, including Reddit. So, I mean, get that Reddit, that YouTube, get the TikTok, get your username saved on everything, maybe start a LinkedIn. And then the next thing that I would recommend for anybody who's starting out is just to make that Discord. People are going to ask. Nobody thinks everyone's like, no, no one's going to ask me for a Discord. No one really wants to see me stream again. Yes, they do. They are going to ask, even if you're just starting out and you're not even affiliate yet, they are going to ask. Just throw that link up in chat, and I assure you, people will join. Starting the community, I think, is the most important thing because those are the people who want to see you stream, who want to come back to watch those streams from you. But just doing it, just doing it, as Ben said earlier, rip that Band-Aid off, just give it a shot. You're even me as a chatty person, my first few streams are like, the mic is bad, the audio's bad, the the video shit, and, it's all good.
You got to be
It's
able
not
to
that
pull
deep.
yourself like into the realm of realization that it's not gonna be the quality that you want on the first one. Like
Oh my gosh, probably the
it
first few years,
it
arguably, it's
yeah,
probably not gonna be what
it's
you
not
want.
gonna start looking halfway decent or halfway like you know what you're doing until like I would say 6 months to a year. And then when you
Oh,
get go ahead.
no, I was actually gonna say, I didn't say LinkedIn, I said, did I say LinkedIn and not Linktree? I meant to say, like, a Linktree.
I th-
But
I
it's
thought you
funny you
said
say that, because there are people who do post that they do content on, like, LinkedIn, and that is a thing I have seen people network and do. It is not something I have done. That's super funny that I may have said LinkedIn, I might have,
I never
but I
thought of
have
that.
seen people do it.
Di-
I have seen it happen.
Wait, hold on. Did we just Huckle Cat? Are you the fucking man? Are you the man
Are
that
we about
sets
to
us
all make
apart?
LinkedIns?
Because LinkedIn at its definition is for networking.
It is for networking.
Hmm.
Oh, and an email for your content, and let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. Because I received an email not too far long ago where someone, again, I told y'all I used to do some drunk dating sims. That was a fun little bit on my channel. I actually got reached out to for a creator who was demoing a game and was like, I want to give you the demo for free. I want you to stream it and play it and get back to me. And we did, and it was one of the funnest streams I had in a really long time. And we caught a few things. We caught some like typos and some whatevers, and the devs sat and chat with us, and we all were joking around and stuff like that. But I've been reached out to a few times for some opportunities like that to get a game for free or to play a demo for free to help out small creators and stuff like that. So I will
Mm-hmm.
say an email that you can be reached to that you actually do check. because it will happen. It does not matter how small you are. Micro influencers, micro streamers, all of this is true. These are very real things. I've been sent one of my favorite brands for like makeup and stuff like this is kind of irrelevant for probably a lot of people, but like is Elf. I use their primers for everything. Really love Elf. It's affordable. It's one of my favorite makeup brands. They're phenomenal. I've actually been sent a few free products from Elf. Nothing like I'm on their PR team. Nothing like I'm being sent collections, but I've gotten to trial some new products and give feedback back on them. One of my favorite face paint
That's what I
brands
use is Elf.
just started following me back on Instagram. I'm so excited, you know.
Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. But you would be shocked. Just go for it. Just tag the brand if you're using something or you bought something. You know, you'd be shocked where that could align you with because I have like what 1,000 followers, maybe on every platform but TikTok. And I've gotten to play some free games. I've gotten to work with some creators. I've gotten to do some cool side projects with different people. You never know where it's going to take you.
Yeah. Feel really weird just talking on my phone.
Oh, you got to get over that.
Yeah, you got to realize like no, granted I was younger, but when I first started like chatting with streamers on Twitch, when they would be like, I'll use my name right now, for
That's
example,
fine.
they'd be like, "Hey, Ben, thank you for doing X." My heart would start going thump, 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 thump. Like, oh fuck, they said my name and people know I'm a person. Oh God. And I like, I'm 17, 18. I'm like, this feels so cringe. You get over it.
No,
You get
dude,
over
the
talking to people
extreme
and stuff.
I scrumped in my work bathroom when I saw that brand started following me back on Instagram was, I mean, I squealed
Yeah.
like a little girl.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm
I get
26
it.
years old. I have a fully developed frontal lobe. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Mine's very smooth.
it's nothing worth, but it's like get over being like cringe. Like embrace the cringe, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Embrace it.
I like it.
I just showed
I
you a
like it a whole
3-foot
bunch.
Snorlax plushie and you were all into it.
Hmm. um yeah, I feel good about it. How we feeling? Feel good about it?
Oh, I'm great. I think, I appreciate you letting me on. Hey, if you ever want to do the podcast thing, I think we've got the banter for it.
Yeah. No, no. What's funny is so how I've often talked about doing a podcast in the past. Bella's the person I was supposed to do a podcast with.
Then we
So,
both went AFK for a year.
yep, we both said, and that was a good idea.
Goodbye.
Bye. See you later. That would have been so cool. I'm not gonna say the name just in case,
No,
but
totally fair. We're good.
I still have all the logos, and I'm just saying I have
I'm just
everything.
saying.
I,
I'm saying.
I
There's still time.
there's still time. There's still time. I'll say we're supposed to talk about sandboxes.
Oh, yes.
Oh, now it's coming back.
I
Yeah.
do. I've always dreamed of doing an EPs. Did you guys ever have like did you ever watch EP Daily? Did you ever know what that was? Not everybody saw that.
I didn't.
It was like straight up 30 minutes of nerd shit from a weird Canadian television show where they only talked about like new releases and game reviews. And it was done in like a literal like informative like 30-minute section. Like they had different people speaking on different things and like this person would be like, "Oh, and this new game is coming out this week and if you want to snag these deals, here are like the places to go or these midnight releases." Like
We could do that.
dream.
We could do that.
Dream. Yeah.
We could do
We could
that.
totally do that.
Oh, I fucking love games. So
So do
any opportunity to talk about games, like I made a podcast thing to focus on you, and we're sitting here for even longer just talking about video games. Like,
Oh, okay. Last thing, promise. A weird subset of content I really want to make. Okay, hear me out.
okay, let's
Because
go.
I like reading. It kind of goes with it kind of goes with reviews and games. Trying and eating and reviewing recipes that come from actual game cookbooks.
Game cookbooks?
Game cookbooks.
Oh, like the actual in-game cookbooks?
Yes, like, so, like, Halo
Dude,
has a few, Destiny's got 'em. I have the Dragon Age one, which
Breath of the Wild. Like
yes, they look fire.
the fucking crazy like curry frog leg recipes and shit in Breath of the Wild. I would try those.
Yeah, it was
Oh
yeah, I
man.
did that is a dream of mine. That'll have to be, like, a really weird subset of, like a legit YouTube channel when I own a home and I have the space to do that. But
That is
I've got a
yours.
few geek cookbooks, and I'm
That
just like,
that is an awesome idea. I want
I wanna
I want you to do that. I want you to do that.
I
I would
wanna
be fine if that just became your content.
I would be so happy. I would need the house first. I need the house first. Yeah, but, I need the space and the house and ideally a double oven in my kitchen with a nice island. That is what I'm seeking. I'm manifesting it.
Yeah. I um I can't wait to see that.
One day.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Anybody else? Anything? Calling once? Calling twice? Well, I put her link in our chat. Go follow the homie, BellasDeadly. Please, for the love of God. She gets rowdy, especially when she's drinking. She's such a beautiful soul. And I've loved every minute of her being around since 21, 22. My
Yeah.
entire journey. It's insane. So
Yeah, it's crazy
we'll
how
we'll
long
have to
it's
get the
been.
homie Rogue on here next.
Yes.
Because that one was fun.
Oh, please.
Matt, thank you so much for the follow, dude. Hey, you can see Mario's feet. I thought I cut out my alerts so it wouldn't interrupt the interview. Whoops.
Oops. It just was a subtle, like, just promo. Don't even
Yeah.
worry about it. Just a
Yeah, you
little
heard the
promo.
bloop.
Yeah.
So all right, guys. Well, are any of you streaming right now so we can raid?
Oh, anybody good on Terraid? Yeah, that's a great question. I actually
Hey
do
Matt,
not
thank you
have
so much, man.
anybody
I appreciate you.
on for a possible raid. Like, I mean, like, bigger streamers like Shroud and Jinxie are on, but, like, I don't
Hmm.
actually have anybody.
They'd
I
say
don't know about you.
who the 10 viewers? Matt, I'm glad you
No,
liked it. Seriously. Wholesome gamer, welcome in. How are we feeling tonight?
wait, that's a wholesome gamer. Hold on, let me see.
the
Oh,
Rogue
you know
one.
who actually just went live? Do you
Yeah, I
know who
saw
just went
that.
live?
Rogue.
Rogue.
Yeah, I saw that.
Wow, she's playing Siege without me. What a not real friend. Like, wow.
I'll
What
stream, I'll stream myself with my shirt off and just stare at the camera if that's what you want, Ben.
who doesn't want that?
Dano's a hot man. His niche too, it's hilarious. He has like a Nacho Libre mask.
And you're
Wholesome
wearing it, like, all
gamer,
the time?
thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Yeah.
I just can't, like, your chat just, like, totally just, like, died on me, and I'm trying to figure out how to fix it.
Chat, come back.
I know, I'm trying to figure out how to see it. So, because I was gonna say, "Oh, hi, Joel." That sounds like wholesome gamer.
Why do I know that name?
Um,
Have they
I
been
don't
around for
know,
a while?
maybe somebody else mutually. Although I need to get, a wholesome gamer and, his wife Ropsky Bank, they need to come stream Repo with me because 'cause I've never had more fun playing a game
I love
of
you more,
Repo than with these
Dano.
2.
Sorry.
No, you're good, you're good.
Um, is she off of her starting soon timer yet?
Is she this bitch? I'm gonna tell her to hurry up.
I'm waiting.
Have you be like, "Hurry up, we're trying to raid."
Get your shit together, Rogue. Come on.
That's what I'm saying, and she's playing Siege without me, like, okay. I well, yeah, hold on.
community stream of Repo. How many people can you have in Repo? It's actually not a bad idea because I've never played Repo.
It's a good time. It's a
That's what I
really
keep
good time.
hearing. What I keep hearing.
No, it's honestly so funny. It's just one of those games that
15 people? Can we have a go-getter repo night? Like, I'm supposed to stream tomorrow. Can we
with mods.
can
Okay.
we make this happen in a day? I don't think that's
Actually,
feasible
Wholesome
realistically.
Gamer, I almost like died. I have a clip of him. He got the weird like glass thing that like makes your voice get really deep.
Mm-hmm.
And me and Rob, it's not that deep. Like it's not that deep. Dude, he got on and his voice dropped like 8 octaves and it was like the scariest thing I've ever heard like in my life. I have a
Really?
clip of that. His voice got so deep.
See, I've been watching Hucklecat stream it and I've watched Dano stream it a few times. And like the funniest part is like when you hear somebody in the prox chat and they're just getting further away and they're like, fuck
And
no.
I'll tell you that
And
little
then you just
duck,
hear them die. Uh,
that stupid little duck. There's this guy with the shotgun and he only responds if there's like noise in the area.
mm-hmm.
And that duck just fucking quacks. It just decides you're its mother and it just gets up in your face and it quacks and he just turned around and like fucking one-kneed me to the head, bro. Like it was the most disrespectful thing I've ever seen in my life. I just stupid little stupid duck. There she is. Here we
Okay.
go.
Okay. About time. Hurry the up.
I know, dummy.
Jeez, Rogue. You guys are gonna love Rogue. I love Rogue.
She's the best.
I never catch her live anymore because I'm a bad friend. I'm working day
Well,
shift.
she does, you know, in your defense though, she also had to take a long break. This is newer for her. She does not have a schedule ironed out at this moment in time. So, you know, in the defense of you need a schedule. You need to know when to come find her.
It's
It's kind of random
cracked.
right now.
You two are back. We're doing interviews. Things are looking up. Uh
We got
but
the
real
whole
quick.
whole squad back together.
Yeah, real quick. Are we doing a go-getter like thing tomorrow? Like a repo thing? Because it's mainstream Monday team. That would be our night to do it. We'll put it in the Discord. We'll make
Hey,
it happen.
definitely consider if I didn't promise to already play Avowed to my community, you let me know in the future if y'all ever need an extra person. I will come play Repo with you guys. Absolutely.
Are you playing tomorrow?
Yeah, I promised we would do Avowed this week because quite a few people have asked
Oh,
about
you
it, and
said
I
that,
haven't played it
and
on
I'm
the stream yet.
stupid.
Well, no, definitely not stupid, but since I already promised and I
Smooth
don't like
brain.
breaking my promises, but you let me know for future Mondays, I'd be down.
I'd have to do it early because of work tomorrow night. We can talk more in the Discord. I gotta raid and get out of here because yeah. Raid channel. Rogue chicken. I'm calling her Rogue Chicken again
Okay.
because I think she hates
Yeah,
it.
we need to bring that back
I
badly.
I think she hates it because every time I
Yes.
see it, or every time I say it in chat or something, she's like, "Hi, Ben."
I bring it up in person. What do you mean?
Rogue Chicken, there you are.
Literally, I'm like, "When
Hi,
are you
Ben.
changing your name?" And like, "When are we getting you chicken emotes?" Like, "When are we
Yeah,
doing it?"
it would
I'm super
great
I'll
branding.
make them for free.
Great branding.
Yes.
One of
It's
the
so
focus
unique.
points for a new streamer is branding.
And, you know, having a cool username.
Like
Rogue
what's
chicken.
cooler than having to switch your name because somebody stole it from you. All right,
You
starting
know.
raid now.
Alright, let's go.
All right, guys. You know what to do. As a go-getter club community member, you have to fucking love the hell out of Rogue. Okay. Again,
Love
go
it.
follow BellasDeadly. If you don't, I quit streaming. Okay. Have to do it. All right.
Okay.
Love you
I've got
guys.
emojis ready. I'm ready.
Oh, I still have a minute, dude.
Love Twitch. Love it so much.
Give me the raid now button, please. Please do it. Follow, don't quit. Thank you, Huckle. You passed the test.
Yeah, not this time.
All right, guys. I'll see you over there. Love you.
Now we're ready. Perfect.
Bye.
Bye.